Yeah! Yeah! What's up, y'all? Let's go! Let's go! Hey! 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 What's up, y'all? Salute! Salute! Not familiar. Salute! Well, come on in here. Let's do this. Hey! Let's do it. It is thick. Kind of thick it up in here. Yeah. I hit that like button as you come in. What's up? What's up? I'm excited about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about tonight. Y'all come on in there. We're going to drop the link for you, ladies. Yeah. What's up, y'all? I am your boy. It's your boy, SBK in the house. How are you guys? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming on in to the house, having conversations with your boy, SBK. Sunday night, 7:45. This is an all ladies panel. You dig? I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. Let me salute the chat. I'm gonna salute the chat. Say hello to the chat. You heard the lovely bestie Thrive and Glow with Joe. Like, share, subscribe. Salute to you. We got the beautiful Alima. Hey, love. Hey, love. We got Gertrude in the house. Hey, love. We got Scorpio Mama. Hey, Mama. What's going on? What's going on? Let's go. Queen the Queen. How are you? Salute, salute, salute. Hassan, how are you? Salute to you. Salute, salute, salute. We got one of my day ones, Kevin Corporan, in the building. Salute to you, brother. Salute, 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 salute. All right. We have the lovely Alice, the blessed child of God. Thank you for coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All you ladies, I'm going to drop this link in a minute. You dig? We have Miss Coco DX in the building. Hey, love, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? And we got my bro, Urban Lounge Podcast in the building. Salute to my fam. Salute, salute, salute. Salute, salute, salute. Am I missing anybody? Am I missing anybody? I said what I said. Hey, love, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Thank you all for coming through. I think I got everybody, unless there's some stragglers in here. The last time I missed somebody, we got Von's Reality. Hey, Vons, how you doing? She's here. She says she's here. All righty. How are you guys doing today? T-Cat, the Pillow Princess, is in the house. T-Cat is in the building, y'all. Okay. All of my mods. Just about everybody in here is content creators except for a few. If you're a content creator, if you got a mod stick, put your link in the chat. We're not haters over here, all right? I want everybody to grow. I want everybody to thrive. I want everybody to, want everybody to win, all right? I want everybody to win. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's how we do it over here. No haters over here, you know what I mean? So if you're a mod, put your link in the chat. We got some great content creators in here. I cannot wait to get into the show. Great content creators. You got some up and coming content creators. It is fabulous. Every day I have the privilege of clicking on to the YouTube channel and I see all of you guys, coming on. Got I Said What I Said, Urban, whether it's Bonds, she was just on earlier. Y'all go subscribe to each other. That's what we do. We support each other around here. All right. So everybody put your links in the chat. If you're a content creator, content creators and all my mods, put everybody's links in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get this. All right. All right. We did not have a show this past Friday. If you saw our community post, very emotional week. Funerals. My daughter had prom yesterday. Also went to a funeral yesterday. So just keep my family in your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. So that was one of the reasons why, or two of the reasons why we couldn't get my daughter ready for prom and so forth and so on. And I'm a very proud papa. All right, I'm a very proud papa. Go look at my community post, and you'll see. I had my daughter went to prom. She's a junior, so I had to fight off some of these ratchet Negroes. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Urban, for dedicating some violent songs the other day. Thank you. You know what I mean? But yes, but I had an aunt that passed away. Rest to her. So yeah, man, very emotional week, but we're here, man. It is nothing like getting online and conversing back and forth with people that you might not disagree with, you might agree with. It is just great, man. I love it. 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 But we will resume with the Tap In podcast. We will resume with that on this coming Friday. All right. Myself and It's Just ETV. We will resume with the channel on Friday night, 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. Every Friday night, we're going to bring it to you raw and uncut. And every Sunday, we're coming here until, I'm thinking about changing up some things, but, y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned to that. All right. But as of right now, we're going to do this Sundays, 7:45, and we're going to do this. We're going to do this thing here. All right. So once again, hit the like button. If you haven't, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. All righty. Let's get into this, man. I'm going to drop the link, but I'm going to play a clip, all right? I'm going to play a couple clips. I'm going to play a couple clips, but I want you, after I play the clips, I'm going to drop the link. And this is a all ladies panel. This is your day, ladies. This is your day to get off what you want to get off. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to give you some thought-provoking questions, to make you think, right? And I want you to be yourselves, All the ladies will be, you're welcome. You're welcome to come up, all right? All the ladies, welcome to come up, all right? So, but we're gonna be talking about everything, I was on in Vaughn's chat, and Vaughn's like, what kind of subject you got? We were talking about everything. Everything. All right. Trust me, this is going to be a live chat. You dig? This is going to be a live chat. So we're going to talk about everything. All right. So you guys come up and we're going to chat. We're going to have some fun. All right. First of all, let me turn this music down just a little bit. All right. We'll turn this music down just a little bit. I'm going to play a clip. This is this clip came a couple weeks ago with Felicia Rashad, the well-renowned lady that played on the Cosby Show with Bill Cosby for a number of years. A lot of us have grown up looking at the Cosby Show. A lot of us were raised up on the Cosby Show, right? So a lot of controversy concerning some of the things she said, and we're going to dive into that. But we're going to dive into a lot of more things. I got my boy Urban. I want to go over some things he said on his live. I want to say shout out to him. That's a real dude right there, man. Urban. A lot of us give Urban a hard time, but Urban is a real dude. And he is family to me. He's a real dude. But you guys go subscribe to Urban, but we're going to go over some hot topics that he went over a couple days ago, about 4 days ago. We'll go over some things on that. I got some things planned. You ladies just bring the heat. You dig? You ladies bring the heat, and we're going to bring the content. All right? So without further ado, we're going to play, Felicia Rashad was on The Breakfast Club a while back. And how you doing, Susanna? How you doing, love? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. You heard her. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. So I'm going to play a clip from the Breakfast Club. Then I'm going to play another clip, all right, from, hold on. I'm going to play another clip from my boy Alton Daniels. And so talking about that. So without further ado, we're going to do this. And we are going to look at this clip here. All right. And let's do this one right here. Well, no, let's do this one. All right. And here we go. Oh.
And I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. Mm-hmm. But you're young queens, beautiful and smart and brilliant and bright. And it really, I know I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. Mm-hmm. And you'd correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Mm-hmm. No man wants his woman to be out like that. Mm. Right?
No, I grew up on Method Man saying, wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off.
And like you said, they're always being sexy without showing so much.
Oh, please. And that's really not sexy.
I mean, one of the most sexiest, most beautiful pictures is you. I forgot what year it was, but you got on like a basketball jersey and like some jeans, you eating some popcorn. That is.
All right, got that one, and then I want to play this one. I want to play this one.
From AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys continuing to rock with me. Recently, Felicia Rashad, about a week ago, appeared on The Breakfast Club, and it was a really good interview. It was one of those rare interviews that I actually wouldn't mind watching all the way through, but it wasn't anything that went too viral until now. Amongst Black women, specifically younger Black women, that are rejecting this particular clip or this thing that she's saying, and it shows the sentiment of women that are determined to do things on their own. But before I deep dive into it, and I don't want to, ruin it for you guys by just telling you, I want to show you what Felicia Rashad said, and then I want to come back to what these women are saying and why it doesn't matter whether or not you're a man or a woman or older or younger or a person that has success or results or not. Don't matter how respected you are, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. And so this is a clip of Felicia Rashad, and the one that is starting to generate conversation amongst Black women. Said anything that was crazy. I don't think that she said anything that was crazy, personally. I mean, how can you not respect a woman that is basically saying, hey, listen, you guys look like whores, but I always say that you can say anything to anybody if you say it the right way. But essentially she's saying women are dressed like whores today, and they don't demand any kind of self-respect because they dress a certain way, and then they expect everybody to still treat them like queens. If you are a queen, or you are the thing that you say that you are, or you're looking for respect, how can you be dressed like or carry yourself or talk like, I'm adding all the rest of this myself, how can you be for the streets? Anyway.
All right. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to drop the link here. But before I drop the link, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. While I'm dropping the link, there was a poll that I had, all right? And the poll said, is it harder to find real love in 2025 because of unrealistic expectations, fear of commitment, social media, and the fourth, it's not that hard. People cap. All right, and the results are in. 40% says unrealistic expectation, 20% say, or 22% say fear of commitment, 18% say social media, and 18% say it's not that hard. So people are making it hard. All right, so I just dropped the link. So we're going to get into that shortly, all right? But speaking of ladies, the link is dropped, ladies. I want you guys, I got somebody already in the back chat already. And whether or not, she's coming. Urban says cap, you say cap. And
Urban would.
Oh, God. Urban would.
Mm-hmm.
So, essentially, we got Bonds. Hey, Bonds.
Hey, Bonds.
How you doing? Can you hear me? Are you there? Bonds, you there? You're on mute. You're on mute, Bonds. You're on mute.
Okay, my bad. Hey.
Hey, how you doing? Look at, and we got Miss Coco. Hey, love.
Hi, you guys. Salute. SBK.
How you doing?
Salute,
Hey,
beautiful.
Miss
Jen.
Coco.
I said what I said. Hey,
Is that Miss Beautiful? I said what I said. Hello,
That's her.
darling.
That's her.
Hi, Miss.
Salute,
I said what
Vaughn.
I said.
Hey,
Hey, y'all.
how y'all doing? All right. Hey, y'all can come on up, man. Look here. Any ladies come on up. Oh, we got who this? Oh, that's Miss Queen of Queen. Hey, Queen of Queen.
Salute,
Hey,
Queen. Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Now, here's my question, ladies. I just played that clip about Felicia Rashad being on the Breakfast Club. And I have a question for all the ladies that joined the chat. You guys can come on in and give your opinion. The link is now dropped. But here's my question. What is missing with our ladies today? Why is it that you got an old school lady that's always, whenever I grew up as a kid, I looked at Felicia Rashad as a young man. I thought she was beautiful. I thought she was sexy without revealing any, skin. You know what I'm saying? I've always thought that Charlemagne the God, he, his opinion really doesn't count as much, but he is right. I remember when Felicia Rashad wore a jersey, a basketball, I think it was a Lakers jersey, and I was like, wow, man. I mean, wow. So I want to hear from you ladies. What is missing? Why are ladies now? If you don't agree with Felicia Rashad, just go ahead and say it. You don't agree, but she was talking about women today showing a lot of skin for attention. Women today just going all out. You know what I'm saying? Just going all out and just showing it. I want y'all's thoughts. All right, let's go around the world. Go ahead, Joe. The floor is yours.
The message is pinned, by the way. You don't have to keep dropping it. It's pinned at the top. I was letting you know. But I'm going to leave this comment because she was speaking about actual Black women. So I'm going to leave this for my sisters to comment on it. I love you guys.
Okay.
Love
Okay.
you.
Okay. Whoever, go ahead, chime in. Whoever.
Well, I'll go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know I got something to say about all of this.
Come on with it.
I wholeheartedly agree with Felicia Rashad. I've never had to show my body to get any man, and I just think it's a disgrace. And this is just for me and my generation, because this is the way that I was raised. I think it's a disgrace on how some of these women come out. Some of them come out in almost their underwear and their underbras. And you don't have to show your entire body to get a man. I've never had to. And, maybe I'm old school, maybe I'm old fashioned. I don't know, but I'm going to stand on my business. And I just don't feel like it's necessary to show your entire body to try to get attention. If you're a woman, men are going to pay attention to you anyway. It doesn't matter what you have on. Now, granted, some men like sundresses. Some men like to see you in a dress. And y'all know who I'm talking about with the sundresses, right? So, yeah, we got some men that's totally infatuated with sundresses. It's some men that just want to see you in a dress, point blank, period. And it's some men that don't really care if you have on pants or tights. It doesn't matter. It's, different strokes for different folks. But I just don't feel like it's necessary to show your entire body. You can dress sexy, and you can dress, be a little, revealing without revealing everything. I was always told that, you have to leave some type of mystique about yourself. And, why buy the milk when you can get the cow for free? And I look at that as far as the way that you dress. That's the same analogy to me. I just don't think that everybody in public needs to see what you have. And that's just my opinion on it.
Okay. Somebody go.
Well,
go ahead, go.
I'm in here like 10 toes and stilettos, baby. Okay. I just want to say this, SBK. There is an art to seduction. Okay.
All right. Tell
and
me.
Our young girls, they compensate because they don't have the skill. So they wear less clothes and revealing clothes to compensate for what they don't have. Okay. Now this is old school traditional talking right here. So young women, y'all might want to take some notes. All right. I can walk somewhere with a potato sack on and make eye contact with you, and you ready to go, because it's a trick to that. You understand what I'm saying? Have you ever heard the expression that the eyes are the windows to the soul?
Yes.
That is the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth. Okay. there is a way to turn someone on or let somebody know that you're interested in them without flaunting your body parts. Okay, it's all about the look, it's the enunciation of your words, it's the inflection of how you say it, it's the phrases, it's the talk, it's the eye contact, it's the conversation. Am I telling the truth, Joe? You know I'm telling the truth. That's why you smiling.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's the femininity of it all.
It's all the art of seduction. The art of seduction. And this happens in conversation. Now, the outfit and the way that you're dressed, that's a plus and a bonus. But to be salaciously dressed is a turnoff to real men, to traditional men. They look at you like a party girl. We're gonna go party with you. We're gonna go party with you, but you're gonna come home and make love to me. You understand what I'm saying? All right.
Can I say something real quick? Because it goes along with what Queen said. I'm just gonna give you all, I mean, it brought up a memory for me, guys. So I was, and I'm not gonna give too many details because they say I give too many. But I did learn that, Queen. I learned it the hard way, but I learned it because I was married, and we were at a club, and I would get in trouble with my husband because we would go to a club and I would get attention more than him. Okay. And that sounds odd, right? Because we were married, but he liked to get attention and he didn't like that I got attention versus him. So I literally learned the next time we went out, and I'm not joking, guys, she is so right. Like, I would walk around that club with my head, and I'm so dumb, y'all. Dumb, okay? But I learned if I don't make eye contact, nobody approaches you. So you learn as a woman, if I walk anywhere, it doesn't matter if it's in a club, but if you walk somewhere and you don't give somebody, your eyes, they're not going to come up to you. So if you want, a woman can get anything she wants with her eyes and you give them that eye contact and they'll come up and approach you. So I'm single by choice, y'all. That's all I got to say. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I love what you ladies said. Hi to everyone that I missed in the chat as well. I love what you ladies said, and I'm just the type, I just personally feel there are certain things that are for the house. There are certain things that are for the street. I feel that it's okay to be sexy. Hey, live your best life. But me personally, I would not feel comfortable outside with all my assy hanging out and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I just feel that that's not appropriate. Like, I went in Walmart the other day. A lady literally was in there. It looked like some thongs to me. They was jean shorts. They looked like thongs. She had on a halter top, and she had her 3 little small boys with her. And I was embarrassed for her children. Because my whole thing was, you're leaving nothing at all to the imagination. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And that's the first thing a man sees. And so you're mad when they hawk to you. But I mean, do you want their attention or not? You know what I'm saying? Because I can go outside in my jogging pants and a wife beater and I get the same attention. And I ain't got to have all that hanging out. You know what I'm saying? But some women, like I said, they want that type of attention, even if it's a negative attention, because they feel that that's the only thing they bring to the table. They don't have anything else to offer but their bodies. And it's sad, though.
Okay. Who this? Hey, DR. How you doing, love?
Uh-oh. Hey.
Hey, DR.
Hey, DR.
What it do?
Hey,
DR is on the pedal with your boy. Hey, DR.
Hey.
How you doing, Miss Genesis?
Wait a minute. Let's talk about this hat that you got cocked to the side like that. Okay, we see you.
There you go. Y'all chime in, man. So let me ask y'all this.
Wait, can I go first?
Of course you can.
Okay, so I just feel that okay, so I'm gonna just say it. I just feel like women should be able to dress how they want. Of course, some things are too much, showing up to the kids' school, in pajamas and like Miss Coco said, going to the grocery store, half naked, being at the beach half naked. I did hear, and by the way, I love Felicia Rashad. That's my girl. I just find it kind of interesting how it's always like, this generation, this new generation. But back in the day, you had the women that wore the one pieces and the women that wore the two pieces. And people felt women felt some type of way about two pieces. You had the women that wore long skirts, and then you had the women that wore short skirts, or y'all also used to wear, tank tops and tube tops and stuff like just like we do, right? So I find it funny how it's always like, oh, y'all just, different. I will say I don't agree, with showing up to the workplace looking any kind of way, or like I said, the kids' school, grocery store, going to the beach with the kids, in thongs. But other than that, whatever makes you comfortable, you feel most secure in. And if you're young, as you grow older, your style will change, of course. And if it doesn't, it just doesn't. You just like that attention, whatever. But that's all I got to say.
I think you made a great point, and I'm gonna let somebody else chime in, because at the end of the day, like, okay, I had family members that was Christian, right? So they basically want you to have your skirts to your toes, right? So when I got of age, I still didn't wear mini skirts, but I might wear something that come to my knees. Y'all would have thought that I was going to the first reservation in hell, the way they was looking at me. I was like, geez, you know what I'm saying? But like she said, I remember back in the day, some aunties, older cousins, sometimes they was wearing nothing left to their imagination, so I believe each generation may grow and evolve to do different things. And then sometimes in this generation, yeah, things are kind of off the chain, but like, I really believe that it's a time and a place for everything. Like you were saying, Bonds and stuff, showing up at your child's school, they ain't one of the spots. And I see that a lot often, y'all. And like I said, it is really, truly embarrassing. Number one, because kids can be cruel and mean. And yes, you're grown and you have a right to wear what you want, but the school, the workplace, the grocery store, everybody shouldn't have to see your assets, especially these little bitty children. Save that for your man or your boyfriend or the club. Like, simple as that.
Well, we had a lady at work that made us get a whole dress code because she wouldn't dress appropriate. And we were, in the workplace. And, it was a lot of husbands and wives that worked there. And a lot of the women were complaining about their men looking at her the way that she was dressed, which that's not, you can't get mad at somebody because your man looking, at you, but, she was dressed kind of provocative, and it wasn't workplace attire, but we didn't have a dress code, so she didn't feel like it was anything wrong with it. And it wasn't, in my opinion, she didn't go too far, but it was a lot of ladies, and I just assumed that they were jealous of her because she would wear everything extra tight, and she would unbutton a extra button, more than what everybody else would wear. But we did have an office, and we did, it was work. But in her defense, there was no dress code. But after after a few people start complaining about her, i.e. supervisors, because they really didn't care if the employees complained, but when some of the supervisors complained about her dress code, then that's when they implemented a whole dress code. So I just think it's a time and a place for everything. And if in my opinion, when you go into the club, you go into the club. But when you go into church, you go into church. And when you go into work,
when is a good time and when is a good place?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you go into the club, in my opinion, when you go to the club, it's all bets are on.
Yeah.
At the club.
When you going out, like for example, if you're married or even if you're single, but for me, I'm gonna wear whatever I want to wear. My husband don't have a problem with it as long as I'm not basically wearing floss outside. But I'm not gonna take that same outfit and go to church, or that same outfit and try to go to work in. So if I'm gonna dress sexy, when I'm with my husband or when I'm out with my friends, that's when I'm out with my friends. You don't wear floss everywhere. If you gonna wear floss, I'm gonna say that because
exactly.
Right.
Right.
So I agree with you. I said what I said, and Miss Coco B with the church people in the long skirts and dresses. Because some people just want you to be covered up because they feel some type of way, and it be men and women. Men feel like, oh no, sister so and so showing too much, or you got to change your whole lifestyle because of somebody else. And me personally, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's cool.
And let me just make a clarification. Now, that's not for me. I'm just saying that's for anybody else that want to go to the club, because I just wasn't, I wasn't able to wear the clothes that I wanted to wear as a teenager. And so by the time I was able to wear them, then it had already left my mind. But when I was a teenager, yes, I wanted to wear halters. I wanted to wear short shorts, but my mom wouldn't allow me to do that. So once I became grown, I didn't even, it had already gotten out of my system. So I just, continue to dress conservative. And even if I go to the club right now, I'm still going to be pretty much conservative. I'm not going to dress, where I'm showing too much if I was going to the club. But for anybody else, I don't have a problem with what they put on. But, I just think, as a woman, it depends on you. And how comfortable you feel in that kind of attire. But when I was married, none of my husbands wouldn't allow me to dress like that either. They didn't want me to dress that way either. So I just think as a husband, most people that have a husband, and I can't speak for everybody, I can just speak for mine. They didn't want me to dress too provocative either, because they didn't want other men, looking at me like that. So
okay, I want to tell you, I think I told this. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, real odds and events said that all depends on your culture and geographics. She said that women do it all the time in Africa and many coastal South American parts, walking with goods out, but the men are coexisting with the village. I will say the part of Africa that I was recently in, they were extremely conservative, and I made sure that I asked my husband about the dress code there, because I knew that there was some type of cultural difference in what we wear here in the West. And the thing about that was I had to be covered up, not totally covered up, but I couldn't be like exposed, you know what I'm saying? And so as we were going out to go grab something to eat, the gentleman that traveled with us, I told you, he began to fix my clothes, like, because I guess I had an off the shoulder like jumper. He began to like kind of pull it up a little bit. And I asked my husband about it, and he was like, yeah, he's like, if you have too much skin exposed, they will literally come and pour water on you, because it's a sign of disrespect in some parts of Africa. And then you have some parts of Africa where you see women, they just wear wrap, and it's because of the climate and everything. But it all depends on how, like they said, how you feel, comfortable in your clothes. But I still say, when you are too salacious dressed, when everything is hanging out, you know what I'm saying? You may be feeling yourself, you may be feeling empowered, you may be feeling good because you done worked out, or you know what I'm saying, you just feel good in your body, you look good, you got a shape, that's cool and everything. But you have to be aware, and some people may care, may not care. It does send a signal, and it is an attention getter. Now it's all up to you if you want that attention or not.
Right. Well, see, Urban brought out a point with you ladies, and I want to play a part of the clip.
That's true.
Somebody say something? Oh, Urban said right here, men will call these ladies pick-me's. But in this clip that I want to show you guys, there's a lady that Anton Daniels is responding to Felicia Rashad's thoughts on women revealing too much skin. I want you guys to, and everybody, and all ladies, this is all lady panel, so you guys can come on up. I want you guys to respond to this lady responding to Felicia Rashad's notion on this, and I want you guys' opinion. All right, so here we go.
This is a sentiment of a lot of different women that is having this conversation online, saying that they don't agree with the older generation, specifically a person like Felicia Rashad, saying something like that, and that they should respect themselves. This is what they have to say.
Why is it that anytime older women try to give game to younger women, it always circles back to being about a man? No disrespect to Felicia Rashad. I respect that lady. I think she's beautiful. She's talented. She's everything. But she is a pick-me also. I already peeped the game when she was riding for Bill Cosby. I don't feel like getting into all of that, but she was on the Breakfast Club and she was talking about the way that women dress today. Now she's entitled to her opinion. That's totally fine. And I was okay with the message until she said, and most importantly, no man wants a woman that dresses whatever way they were talking about. Why is that the most important element when it comes to how a woman is dressing? And why don't people understand that not all women date men? There are some women that don't date men. There are a lot of women out here that have opted out of dating entirely and don't care about what a man want to see her in. Why does everything older women say always have to go back to a man? I don't understand that. They need to reprogram their minds. They need to reprogram their minds. Like, it's 2025. We work too hard to have autonomy, to always have to be connected to what a man likes and what a man doesn't like. If y'all constantly keep saying, oh, men don't like when women dress like this, men don't like when women wear their hair like this, wear lashes, wear makeup, this or whatever, and a woman is still doing those things that a man doesn't want, wouldn't that tell you that we don't fucking care? Coco and Ice-T, she dress however she wants to dress. She do whatever she want to do.
Coco and Ice-T.
He's been married to her for how long?
Bad example, good point.
There are plenty of men that don't be getting in women's business like that. They don't care about policing women and trying to control a woman's every move. Y'all be the ones who try to control everything y'all women do because y'all are insecure and y'all care about the public's perception of you. And like I said, I would be totally fine with the message if she kept it about the women and themselves. But to constantly always have to bring something back to a man, it's crazy.
They don't.
All right, ladies.
She's absolutely right.
I was gonna say she didn't say nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
Well, I'm just saying she's absolutely right. I do care about what the public think. I don't want the public to look at me and say, look at that old sod over there, and the way that she's dressed, because I just feel like, and I've always had that. I've always had that perception. I want my kids to look up to me. I want my nieces and nephews, I want to be an example for them. And so, yes, you're absolutely right. I am concerned about what people think about me. Now, I don't lose any sleep of what they think, but I am going to try to give them the best example that I can provide for them, and try to put them on the footprint that, that I was put on, and to try to help them to be as successful as they can be. And she have to keep it real. The majority, I don't even know if it's the majority, because I haven't done research on that. But when people are talking, they're not talking about the LGBTQ community. They're talking about men and women when you're talking about relationships, because I'm sorry, ma'am, but that's just been the standard. And if it's anybody that's born in the 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, that's where their mindset is, because that's what we were raised on. And so she can't ostracize Felicia Rashad from the time frame that she was born in, and for the values that was instilled in her. And if she wanted, and nobody care about how she dressed, if she want to dress that way, well, she can just expect not to have, in my opinion, she's going to miss out on some things in life that she may want. And people may look at her the way that she dressed and may say that she's not qualified for this job, or she's not qualified to be my wife. And from what I understand and what I've seen, the LGBTQ community, when they get a partner, they're way more jealous than the normal man and woman. And I've seen and I'm saying that because the people that I worked around, they couldn't even work because their partner was so jealous, thinking that they were looking at other women on the job. So I'm not just talking about something that I don't know. I watched it happen. I don't know how they feel about how they dress with each other, but I know they're extremely jealous when it comes to their partner.
I'm not going to say the man. Okay, let's just be inclusive. I'm going to say whatever your partner's appetite is. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the individual appetite is. When I went to go, when I went to go see my husband, right? I packed all this stuff that I thought he would be into because I'm thinking about, what looks sexy on me, what looks appropriate on me, or what makes me look good. Well, and it was the total opposite. I bought this long maxi dress, pretty flowy dress for his grandmama when we were going to go visit his grandma because I wanted to look appropriate. I wanted to look wifely, right? So I'm sitting there and thinking, okay, I'm knocking it out the box for grandma. The whole time my husband is being turned on by this dress. That was the best night ever. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, oh, I'm wearing this nice flowy, conservative dress for grandma. And this dude over there, like, it's on and popping. And he talking about, I want you to get gowns like this. I want you to get more gowns like this. I love this gown on you. Oh, it looks like this. And I'm thinking, this thing right here. Now, mind you, I'm wearing all these other stuff thinking, oh, he want to see me like this and that. And it was the total opposite. So it also has to do with the appetite of your partner,
True. Very true.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, here's the thing though, about that. A lot of ladies push back on her, and a lot of ladies feel like, like you said, a lot of ladies feel like they're haters. The older generation is haters. Let me read some comments so you guys, some comments. Now, T-Cat said a while back, let's keep this a buck. It's all about how you look. And she also said, men love seeing booty.
That's true.
Men love seeing booty.
I think she made some good points though. SBK, if you think about it, because this is keep it all the way P, y'all. Back in the 90s when I was in high school years and years ago, okay, I was a size 2'3", so what I wore really didn't matter. Even though I wasn't dressing provocative per se, what I wore then, if I wore it now, people might think it's provocative. I mean, I've had kids, I got hips, I got bootay, as she say, all those things. So some people would say, oh, well, this is not appropriate for this person to wear. Oh, she's too big to wear that. She's too old to wear that. She looks great in it. She's a size 2 and 20. Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about personal preference as well. Like I said, because if I wear some of the stuff I wore then, even though it wasn't provocative, because I feel it out way more now, people will probably be like, oh my God, why does she have that on? Or other people might say, she look cute. Because I can see a female looks beautiful, classy, sexy, nice jeans, skirt, whatever. I'll compliment her. I have no problem with it. Sometimes that starts with insecurity of self and also who you're with, like you said. If they're comfortable with it, hey, do you live your best life?
But I was gonna piggyback off what I said was saying, because I have been considered skinny my whole life, right? And my stepfather would have a fit when I would wear shorts. And my mother would defend me because it's not like you could see my booty cheeks or nothing. I just have long legs. I'm 5'7", that's considered tall for a woman, whatever. And she would tell him, like, because they had like the fingertip rule, and like in school and stuff, you can't come to school with something so short. I couldn't wear anything. So my mom would defend me and be like, let her be a girl and wear shorts. And like I said, what I said was saying, I got so used to, covering up, because yes, I did try it. You got your friends, they getting their belly buttons pierced, and they wearing the tops of their chest out. And my mother threatened me, like, you come in my house when I see the top of your, stuff at 14 years old again, I'm gonna hold you down and give you a hickey and tell your daddy, a boy did it. Like, she was serious. Like, no, I'm not having that. So I get it. It's some people feel like little girls can wear this and big girls can't wear that. I don't really subscribe to that way of thinking, because like I said, I feel like, we all should be able to be secure in ourselves and do what we want to do. But for me, it's more of I'm tall. I have long legs. I'm an adult now. Ain't nobody gonna try to shame me into covering my legs up or my shoulders because they're weird and not me. You understand what I'm saying? So do I think Auntie should have got, dog walk? No. However, I do agree that once she said, well, what a man wants, like the girl said, don't nobody care about what men want no more. Like she said, they still doing this stuff. And, y'all telling us we don't like this, we don't like that. And we telling y'all they ain't for you. Well, that's all I'm saying. I get it.
Bonds, you just hit on a subject. We're gonna dive into that. Joe is sitting here laughing because we're gonna dive into something that you just talked about. But I can't wait to get in that. But we'll get in that in a little bit. But another statement I want you guys to comment on is TCAT says men love seeing booty. Now this statement that TCAT says, she said men love it when other men look at their women. And I know a lot of men that are like that. That basically they are okay with their women going out in public, showing the cleavage, you know what I'm saying, showing tight wearing clothes. And that's their way of like, hey, this is what I got. This is my trophy. This is my whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are like that. And a lot of women are okay with that. You know what I mean? I've seen it with my own eyes. Not saying it's right or wrong, but I've seen that. What do you guys think of that? Is that to each his own or what?
I think you're right though. With some people, like if you're secure in who you with, right, most times it won't bother you. Like I had a guy tell me that one time, and I thought it was kind of hilariously funny, to be honest. But he was like, I don't care. He said their eyes are meant to look. He said, but you come home to me, so I don't give a damn what they looking at. You know, that was his whole take on it. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? At all. It didn't bother him.
Right.
I think the one that
I do think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Bob. Go ahead, Joe. I didn't talk enough. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, there is a lot of men that do like it. You know, I mean, there's celebrities out there that purposely take their women out, you know, showing a lot. But there's some men that are very insecure, and then they start thinking that you're gonna be cheating, and but it's the same way the other way around. Would the woman want her man showing, you know? But that's like two people insecure with each other. And that, you know, because a woman, I mean, Vaughn, would you want your man, you know, because I've heard you, like we were talking about this last week, right? Or another week, you know, you do get, it's not that you're insecure, but you know how women move, right? And if a woman starts moving too much, you know, because you know as a woman, and I was going to mention also what they said about the LGBTQ community. I personally believe when you have two people the same, right, both two women, those two women are going to be even more insecure with each other because you know the other woman, right? You know, so I think that's why it's even worse with two women. And the jealousy is what I mean. So
yeah, I think it definitely just who's that?
He said he don't care. My husband said they can look, but they can't touch.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Queen. Like I think some men are okay with it because they know that you belong to them. Like when it comes to showing, like I feel like showing the top of your chest is okay, but when it comes to like the nipple covers and stuff like that and see through, I don't think that that's okay. I'm not saying, you know, I'm big judgy on it, but for me, it's just, I don't need to know you like that. That's just how I feel. You know, I don't like looking at other women, but you know, if he's okay with it, you know, like, what was that? Miss Coco was saying, like, yeah, then, you know, y'all are good. But then like, Joe was saying, yeah, you know, some guys will get funny and weird, you know, start accusing you of stuff, you know, just because they're insecure. And I say that's unfair, y'all. That's not cool. Get yourself together, sir.
Well, for me, I've never had that luxury, and so, but you guys are right. Some men don't care, and some men do care. I think it just depends on the man, and once again, it's all and it depends on the man and the age group, because I'm sorry, but it depends on how old they are. And I'm telling you, a lot of older men don't like that. They don't want their woman out in public, like Felicia Rashad said. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. They don't want their woman to be noticed in public like that. They want, they want to be the only one to, enjoy her in that type of fashion. But the younger guys, I can't speak for them because I'm not in that age group anymore. When I was younger, I've never had a man that was okay with me doing it. So I can just, speak from my experience and not everybody else's.
No, I said
You
what I
know,
said. Some of the younger guys, like my brother, for example, he don't want no, like we had them conversations. I think it just depends on the person, because some people, some younger people, including myself, we look at it, oh, that's the times, and some of us were actually raised, different. So it's younger guys out here that feel the same way, oh, they don't want to turn no hoe into no housewife, mentality, and that's a good thing, you know, it is.
Dr, what you got on
I
the
was going
subject?
to say,
Oh, go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I'll let Dr speak. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I said what I said, brother. Valid point. Now, my first marriage, my husband was older than me. He was very traditional. He didn't like me going out, because I am like heavy on top or whatever. He didn't like for my cleavage to show. That triggered him. And I found myself asking. I will put on an outfit. I would say, "Hey, is this okay? Can I wear this?" You know what I'm saying? Because I know he would get triggered. But now, my second marriage is a bit different because my husband is younger than me. And he's like, baby, you look good. He's complimenting me losing weight. He says look good and this and that. And like I said, his rule is, they can look, but they cannot touch. But of course, I come from a different era, so of course I dress a little bit, conservative or whatever. But there is a difference between the younger and the older men, I think.
Gotcha. What you got on it, Dr?
Well, my perspective is I have 4 daughters from 16 to 29, and I teach them, just because of the times that we live in. We got trafficking, we got men that purposely prey on young girls and different things like that. So I don't try to constrain them too much, but when they wear certain things, and just because they'll say, "Mom, how does look," or whatever, and I'll give them my honest opinion. So like if they wear like a kind of halter top that comes above their belly button, I'm like, "Won't you put on another shirt that's open but on top of it?" So I try to help them with layering, because I don't want to, I want them to find themselves. Like one of my daughters, she likes, like hobo style, baggy, they all have their own different personalities and different things like that. But I also make them aware about, men or people that's out there that are preying on you and paying attention to your surroundings. And a lot of times certain things you do wear can attract or trigger a psychopath or a crazy person, and you have to be mindful of that. So I just tell them to be aware of those type of things, be mindful of what you're wearing. Like my 16-year-old, she's in high school, and sometimes they go through different phases. They see what other girls is wearing at school and different things like that, and I'll be like, "Nah, that ain't it." You know what I'm saying? Go change that. So I am on them about certain things. Me personally, I don't care what nobody think or, what they, how they perceive me or whatever. If you, whether you got body or you don't got body, it's going to show regardless. So if you got breasts, I'm not finna wear a shirt button all the way up to my neck. If, I'm wearing a dress and my behind is what my behind is, and you can see it, you gonna see it. But I'm not out there, you know what I'm saying, with my coochie out and all of that kind of stuff. So it just, like you say, it's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? And where you wear certain things, your business attire, relaxed, casual fit, summer dress, skirt, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know that you're going to get a reaction regardless, depending on what you wear or what you don't wear.
Right.
Men are attracted to women who are fully cut. Me saying personally, I was saying I could never be no Muslim because I be hot. Ain't nobody got time for that. I can't be being wrapped up, all of that kind of stuff down to my ankles and things like that. I'm in California, so it's hot out here. We be wearing shorts, sandals, dresses, different things like that. So it depends. It's a time and place for everything, but you still do have to be mindful when you go certain places and what you're wearing and what type of attention, and be prepared for that. So if you just have to be prepared for everything on every situation anyway. So that's just what I'm saying as far as what I teach my daughters and what they need to understand, what kind of attention you can bring. And if you don't want to really deal with that heavily, then you have to just adjust to wherever your surroundings or what type of environment that you're in.
You brought out a great point, Dr. Because being a single father, and I don't know if you anybody. I'm gonna tell my story. I've told this story a long time, a lot of times, but Dr. You brought out a wonderful point because being a single father, my daughter will be 17 on the 29th of this month. So we lost her mom almost 10 years ago. So the thoughts that I have as far as women, my young lady that I'm raising, right? Thoughts that I have with young people today just being extra when it comes to clothing, the things that Dr. just brought out, I'm mindful of that with my little one, right? Because you got a lot of sickos out here. You got a lot of, predators. You got a lot of, trafficking. My daughter's mom, my daughter is built like my daughter's mom. Got, all the assets. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what she puts on, all right, it's going to reveal what she has. Right?
Yep.
So because of that, you know what I mean? She doesn't have her mom here, but I'm grateful for Joe and my aunt and my aunts and my sisters to instill in her, hey, you don't want this too tight, all right? I'm gonna get you this, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm grateful for that. And so she brought out a great point on that. And so I appreciate that thought right there because, being a single father, man, you having a little one growing up, past 10 years, all these boys looking at, all those assets that my daughter have, that's as a father, that makes me just want to choose violence, you know what I mean? But in the world that we live in, you have to teach and you have to, you have to be mindful of those things.
And it's also
Go ahead.
It's how you carry yourself, and I teach them. You can wear certain things, but it's your energy that you put off. If you putting off an energy that you know what I'm saying, you easy or you whatever the case may be, I tell them, you walk as a goddess and as a queen and with power. And if you walk like that, certain people are not going to approach you anyway because of your energy and the aura that you have about yourself. And if you with it and you just acting wild out there and say you got on a little halter top and you hopping around, your titties hopping around, you doing too much. Calm down. So I talk to them and try to teach them, how you carry yourself carries your clothes. So I could wear a dress or I could wear, where my cleavage might be out a little bit. It's how I walk and how I move. So you just ain't gonna feel comfortable approaching me and feeling like you can either grab on me or touch on me. Number one, like you said, I choose violence. So you gonna argue it ain't gonna be cool like that anyway. But it's just how you move and how you carry yourself and how people feel like they can approach you just very easily like that. I said protect your bubble, protect your space, watch your space, and then you can wear certain things and then, you know what I'm saying? It's just how you move. But, it is some women and some young girls out there that's just real loose with it. They just doing the most. And then that's when men was like, oh, that might be easy. Or, you know what I'm saying? She might be cool with, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff like that. When I was in high school, I used to fight a lot because boys would always be trying to touch my behind. So I was always fighting. And it wasn't nothing. I was just wearing jeans and a shirt. I was born in the 70s. So we ain't got the kind of clothes that we got now. Back then, it was just basic stuff. But you just, you just gotta, it's just how you carry yourself in places where you wear certain things and different things like that. But I don't care what people think or how they perceive me. I didn't live, I didn't work, so what you think about me, I care about what my children think and, as their role model and how I carry myself, I portray that to them so that I'm not giving them two different, I'm out here dressing a certain kind of way, but then I'm telling you, don't be that kind of way. But then, so, I model what I say and they see it and then they check with me. Like my little, the little mini me, that one right there. Yeah, that chick, she's something else. So she got to check with me before she leave the house, because she the one that's kind of like, she's the last of the girls. So she like, I'm finna test it and see if I can, So I'd be like, where you going? When she passed by my job, like, bag it up, let me see. And she's like, Ma, I was like, oh, okay. But if it ain't right, it ain't right. And I'm gonna call her out and I'm like, nope, go change that, or go, you know what I'm saying, do something different. And she's gotten so much better. I guess she just got tired of, me hearing her. But I give her the backstory. I'm like, what kind of attention is you trying to get today? You know what I'm saying? Let me know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. They be going through a lot in school. They have insecurities, other girls, boys, and different things like that. So it's a process. You know what I'm saying? But it's not easy. But you got to do it because you know what I'm saying. It's no choice. But I try to teach them as they go. So but not overly heavily constraining them, because I do want them to blossom into their own and their own personality and their likes and what they enjoy and different things. But it's just, it's taste and tactfulness that you add to it, and class, when you can still be sexy, still be cute, and still be poised, but it's just a certain way that you do it.
Amen.
What
she could be like I did too. Or she can kind of be like what I used to try, but it didn't work. Because, like I said, I wanted to dress like that as a teenager, but my mom wasn't having it. So I would take it to school and try to put it on. And
I text backpacks. Where you going? Let me see.
Oh, you ever get cold?
Yeah.
You ever forget that you wore it to school and get caught? That ever happened?
Listen, I didn't even get that far because I was in a small town and my principal was my mom's principal. Those teachers taught my parents. And so they marched me right in that little bathroom and tell me, no, ma'am, you're not wearing that. Take that off.
And you got to know your kids. You got to know, this one right here, I know her. I'm like, she gets every other week check.
She's tried it too. She's tried to put it in her backpack.
She tried it, but I catch her. I was like, you can't slick a can of oil, baby girl. I look. They can't get past me. So they, she don't try it no more. But they gonna try to test the waters and see, because their friends is doing it and different things like that. I say I'm not that kind of parent. I'm up at the school. I'm talking to the principal. I'm what's going on and different things like that. So I'm involved heavy with them just in general. So you got to just know your kids, and when you know them, you call them out and you have those conversations with them and you give them some backstory and different things like that. But I'd be more concerned about, like SBK was saying, it's trafficking out there. They snatching up girls and different things like that. So it's not no plaything. You have to be aware. You have to keep your head on a swivel, especially at that age. So I just, I try to teach them on a daily, regular basis.
Right. What you got on the T-Cat? What's up, love?
Hey, y'all. I was gonna shake this shit up.
I was waiting.
Yeah, I was waiting too. I'm like, why
TK? How you doing, love? How you doing? Brian Black, how you doing, brother? Salute to you. Salute. Go ahead, shake this shit up.
Okay, first of all, it depends on the man on, the dressing. Some men like for you to be revealing. Some men, SBK, you got this music loud than a bitch.
I thought I
it's loud than a bitch. On my end, I can't hear nobody talking but that damn music. It's like I'm talking over the music in the club.
You got to be behind the
bitch. But yeah, it also depends on the man, because I had my last boyfriend. He loved to see me in makeup. He loved to watch me, put it on and everything. He loves to watch people, look at me and the way to compliment me when we go out. And then too, it also depends on your comfort zone on how you dress. Me, I'm not gonna have my breasts out. In order for you to see my breast, you gotta, give me some. I gotta see your dick. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to see my breast.
That's what I meant. If they don't want to be showing off their stuff, why should we? I mean, but it's by choice.
Some men
it's
show off
not
their
their
dick.
choice.
Some men show off they
they
dick
do the
print
print.
in they
Yeah.
pants.
They
You be
sure do.
seeing how big it is and stuff. You be like, damn, he got an eggplant in his damn pants. A real eggplant.
Yes. The print.
You can't go outside in gray jogging pants, sir. Yeah, it's dress codes for y'all.
I just,
But then too, it also like, like with me, I dress conservatively, because I was raised by my mom and dad, and that's how my mom and dad dress. I'm not going to reveal nothing to you until you give me some of that damn dick. You know what I'm saying? I get naked for you. We do some strange sex or whatever, stuff like that. But that's the only time you're gonna see it. I'm not gonna let anybody else see it unless they give me some dick. Now, when I was with a woman, she dressed kind of like conservative and kind of provocative, so I can know, cause I got a thing like I like to see her in G-strings and everything. So I go out and buy her some G-strings, and she let me know what G-string she is wearing, so I can imagine it. Yeah, we for the fuck tonight. I don't give a damn.
Okay, that's different. That's different.
So yes, I buy also my men underwear too. I want to know how, what underwear you was wearing.
Look at TK.
I do, cause I be like, damn, I know you wearing them black, tight,
Look, I'm
boxers
glad
and
she
stuff
came
like
up
that.
here.
Look at SBK face.
Yes, I like to know what kind of underwear you wearing, man. So I can imagine.
And that's what's up. That's what you into, and that's building layers. And so by the end of the day, you ready to rip each other clothes off. That's strategy. That's talk. That is seduction.
Exactly.
But in my first meeting with somebody, I don't want you to be all out there and everything, because I want to. It's like a gift, like a Christmas gift to me. If you weren't like something like a surprise. So when we get in the bedroom, like this guy, he was skinny, right? And I'm looking at him, I'm sizing him up. I'm like, damn, he kind of skinny. So I was like, okay. So he was cute in the face. He got that Colgate smile and everything, because I'm a certified grill watcher, So he's looking all like just looking good, right? And so when we finally got into the bedroom, he had a chest, had some abs, and had that V cut. I'm like, damn, you had all this under your clothing? That made my coochie wetter. I was like, God, my coochie is wet. We finna have some sex.
She said wetter. She was already wet. She got her wetter.
Yeah, I'm already wet by look, because he got that Colgate smile. I love a man with some nice white teeth. He can do a Colgate smile. Then he had a pretty dick. You know what I'm saying? He had a dick that he can have it modeled and everything. One of these days, I'm gonna call him up and make a vibrator out of his dick, because that dick is that nice. For real. He didn't have no extra coloring on that dick or anything. No extra veins in that dick or nothing. That man dick was pretty. I'm telling y'all.
What do you mean? It should have extra veins. Oh, okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying, like, it was straight up. He had a mushroom head. It did curve. Like some men dicks, they be curving and everything and stuff.
That's cute.
Not the gangster lean. He had the gangster lean. Oh shit now.
No, there ain't no gangster lean. That's a retarded dick.
Who said that? Who called it the gangster lean? I need to know.
Girl, that's what they say it's called the gangster lean. That's what they say it's called the gangster lean.
Uh-uh.
Oh my God.
Y'all got
The
me
gangster
weak.
leg is the crooked one because
Yes.
it's crooked.
Yes.
Yeah, it got the captain hook.
I
The
don't drink.
captain hook dick.
I do not drink, but I need a drink.
I just made me one. I couldn't wait till bro came up here. Shit, I was in there making me a drink.
I'm gonna need a drink tonight,
Okay.
T Cat.
Okay. I, I want to. I want to comment on the poll. All right, and then we'll briefly on the poll.
Oh yeah, so we can put another poll.
Yeah,
On the
I
link.
want to comment on the poll briefly, and I want you ladies to comment on the poll. Like I said, is it harder to find men? Is it harder to find real love in 2025 because of one, unrealistic expectations, fear of commitment, social media, or it's not that hard? It's all cap. So, like I said, 40% said unrealistic expectations, 22% said fear of commitment. Social media is 18%, and it's not that hard at 18%. So, is it hard to find love in this day and age, ladies? We're going to touch on this briefly, and then I want to get into a juicier matter. So, what do y'all think? Whoever.
I
Go.
voted. I voted it's not that hard. I think if people stayed off social media, looking at other people's lives, meeting people, and I know people do find love on social media, but I really think we should go back to meeting people in real life because if you ask me, it's more romantic. Like it's kind of a like instant, genuine connection and all that kind of. But that's why I said I don't. It's not that hard. I think we as people complicate the process, especially once you break up, with somebody. You got trust issues, or you know, we can, like I just think we kind of complicate it more than what it should be.
I
I
agree
think
though.
it's a
We
choice.
can complicate it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I cut somebody off.
No, it's true. Go ahead. Go ahead. I think it's a
Um, I,
choice.
I agree, and I think that it is a choice, Joe. And I think that in some points we can complicate things ourselves, like I said, because there can be something, like you stated, in a previous relationship, and we could be looking for all these red flags before they actually jump out at us because of what we went through. And me personally, I would be scared to do like the online thing, dating thing, only because I don't want to be looking for a big dog roof and mess around and get a chihuahua. Woof, woof. You know what I'm saying? Because people could be anything they want to be on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm more with the traditional,
Mm.
let's meet up in a public, nice setting, place to place, a nice lounge or, something like that so I can get to know you better. And then I have this thing, y'all, where, the first date, you set ground rules, just get to know people and stuff like that. But like I said, even then it's still scary because they can tell you all these sweet nothings and about who they are and could be a whole series. You don't even know people anymore. It's hard to date. It's hard.
And social media makes it worse because people lie about who they are, what kind of money they make. So I think when people truly find love and like get married and settle down, I think it's rare. I mean, even though it's rare in real life, but when you find the real deal on the internet, it's very rare because people be lying and horrible in real life, and people really don't be one to deal with them.
Hell yes.
Well, I think it's
Hey.
a lot of scammers out there.
Oh
It's a lot of
yes.
scammers and cappers and fake people and and so honey, I'm scared to get out there in that pool. So I'll stay right here where I'm at because people just not people, men's ain't men's no more, and women's ain't women's no more. And I don't know what the problem is, but people are not even getting married like they used to anymore. The social dynamic, in my opinion, has fallen. It has decreased by the wayside, in my opinion. And I feel like y'all feel. I think people are online too much and not out there in the public. It's like we don't get out and mingle anymore. But even back in the day, though, when we didn't have social media, and SBK probably can do and Joe probably can go ahead and back me up on this. When you would go to the club, the men were sitting on the wall and the women were out on the dance floor dancing with each other if they wasn't dancing by themselves. Right?
True. That's true.
Yes.
And they would
But
buy you a
y'all,
drink. They would buy you a drink. But they still
it's true.
all just stood on the wall and they just watched the women walk by the bathroom or walk around the club. And maybe somebody may holler at you or whatever, but you know, for the most part, you kind of got with somebody if you were at a park, if you were at a different setting. But trying to find somebody at the club, that just wasn't happening back in the day.
I don't even trust people to buy me a drink though. Like I always sponsor myself, but if they want to sponsor me, like I got to be right there beside them because I don't trust people, y'all. I do have trust issues, and I know that I got to stand in my truth on that because people are just crazy. And sometimes some of these places, I've seen things where the bartenders, for instance, were working with some of these men. Like we talk about the trafficking and things that is going on. It's just really scary out here now. You just never know what you're gonna get.
I feel like it's unrealistic expectations. I'm really glad that you made that one of the pointers on the poll. Unrealistic expectations. You get so tired of people, gaslighting and love bombing the crap out of you, just to find out that they just doing it because they have a motive behind it, and you really ain't trying to be in a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to casually date and have fun and live your life. I mean, life is to be lived, absolutely. But if you're genuinely looking for love, I would say take your time. You know what I'm saying? Thoroughly date these people. You know what I'm saying? Don't make no haste commitments. Don't be so quick to say I love you and all of this stuff, because people and their expectations is skewed because of what society has said and what we see visually 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say this and I hate to be stereotypical, but a lot of times people, they look at society and imagery and see all of that stuff and they think that's what you're supposed to be, or that's how you supposed, and you ain't looking for a real
Exactly.
chick. You ain't looking for a real dude. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that, you ain't satisfied because you got this standard in your mind that you think we supposed to reach. You know what I'm saying? And here I am, a real trick chick, and try to be down with you, but that ain't what you want. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think we can't find real love because of these unrealistic expectations that you got for these women and these men.
I agree. I agree.
Speaking on that, I want you guys to listen. And hey, the link is pinned, ladies. Don't be shy. Come up on the panel. All right. This is all for you ladies. All for you. All right. I got this clip. All right. Before I play this clip, I want to ask you ladies and the ladies in the chat. All right. There's also a new poll that's up. All right. And the poll, I want you guys. The poll says, which matters more in a relationship, loyalty or physical attraction? Y'all go vote. And we're gonna
I know Rose answer.
What's my answer?
Wait. Don't tell the answer yet. Don't tell Rose answer yet, Joe. Don't tell Rose answer yet. We're gonna answer that in a minute. What matters more in a relationship, loyalty or physical attraction? But before we get into that, I want to play this clip, and I want you ladies to comment on this. And the question is, and what sparked this conversation that I wanted to have with all the women here on the panel, all the women in the chat, and I want you men to listen in. Can you guys let a man be a man? Can you guys let a man be a man? Can you guys let him be?
That's a crazy question.
No, it's not.
Who want a pussy?
For you is not. For you is not. But for you is not, Ro, because I know you. That's a crazy question to you. But in this day and time, it is not okay to be masculine. It's not okay to show your masculine, as they say these days, masculine energy. It's not okay to show. Well, let's look at it, okay? I want you guys to look at this, and I want you guys to comment on. I want you guys to. I want y'all's opinion on this. All right. Let's see where we at. Yeah, there we go. All right, here we go.
Masculinity there's nothing toxic about being masculine.
Yeah.
If this
What do you
building
mean by
was,
that?
if
What-
this building was on fire, would you want passive firemen to come in here eating donuts, relax? No, you want men full of masculine attributes, courage, strength, boldness, kicking down doors and carrying us out of here to safety. So there's nothing toxic about masculinity. What has happened is we've allowed that one word to define manhood. It's just an adjective, attributes traditionally ascribed to men as strength, boldness, and aggression. It was never meant to be a comprehensive definition of what it means to be a man. And so when you pigeonhole men into just two attributes of life, and then you look at the stats which say we die by suicide almost 4 times as likely as women, we commit almost 90% of homicides in this country. 9 out of 10 people to live to be over 100 are women. What has happened to men is that we're not tired of living, we're tired of not living.
Great.
Already.
All right. Now this right here, I want to play. I want to say shout out. I got another clip I want to play. I want to say shout out to my boy Urban Lounge Podcast. What I'm going to play is a clip from him that he had 4 days ago. And he was basically talking about how women do not care about men's mental health. All right. And he has
the hell.
Let me play the clip now. Let me play the clip. He had some
maybe crazy in the bedroom. Yeah, that's good. He crazy in the bedroom.
He has
that's real good.
He has some great points here, and I want you guys to listen to it. And speaking on a man being a man, let me play this clip. I want to say shout out to my boy Urban for letting me use this clip here. And where we at? Where you at, Urban? Hold on just a second. Is that you, Urban? Right there? No, that's not him. No, that's not him.
I thought you had it queued up.
I did have it queued up, and then I done lost it. Oh, here it is.
Okay. Let's get into it.
It's Urban. That's why it won't come up.
Yeah, I know, huh? Talking about women love a crazy, mentally ill man. No,
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I thought I had. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it queued up. All right, here we go. Here we go.
To do something to this dude. So tonight's show, we're going to examine this whole mental health thing. Do women really care about men's mental health? Because I'm convinced that women do not care about men's mental health at all. Only if the certain conditions is met. That's it. But generally caring about a man's mental health, not at all. Not at all. Y'all don't. Y'all honestly do not care about.
He got a buzzer?
You care about. But when it comes to women caring about our mental health, y'all don't care. As long as the certain conditions is met, then that's when you show a little bit morsel of caring, and that's it. Nothing more.
I did a whole show.
Everybody on tune in. Make sure you hit that like button as you come into the live. We figure to break this thing down, y'all. And I'm gonna prove my point about why I believe that women don't want to care about men's mental health. And the whole point about this is that I'm bringing awareness to this behavior. I'm bringing awareness to this behavior because simply I want y'all to want to get y'all shit together, ladies. I really do.
What the
I want
hell?
y'all to get out of this entitlement mentality that y'all been taught to do ever since you was babies. You know what I'm talking about? When we was a little baby, right? All you had to do was whine and cry and stuff, right? And then you could get your way. If your fathers were in your life, right? As girls, right? If your father was in your life, all you had to do is whine and cry to your daddy. Your daddy to spoil you like the little spoiled ass princess, right?
That's what he's supposed to do.
The one being an actual father to you. then, even when your father was giving everything to you as a child, it wasn't no consideration like, Daddy, thank you so much for doing the things for me. It was conditional. It was as long as Daddy was doing these things for me, then it was all right.
What?
Guess
I
what
want a
Daddy
man
got
like my
out of it in
daddy.
return? Guess what he got out of return? Maybe a hug, maybe a kiss, but all he get is some damn socks and boxers for Father's Day.
What kind of women are you dating?
He is bitter about something.
Bruh, I am up
Tonight's
here
show,
so screaming.
Hello.
we're gonna examine this whole mental health thing. Do women really care about men's mental health? Because I'm convinced that women do not care about men's mental health at all.
You only get some drawers
after
and
certain
socks.
conditions is met. That's it. But
Stop
generally
putting
caring about a
holes in
man's
them.
mental health, not at all. Not at all. Y'all don't. Y'all honestly do not care about men's mental health at all. Period. We care about y'all
What the
mental health.
hell?
We do. But when it comes to women caring about our mental health, y'all don't care.
Yeah,
As
said
long as
Dr.
the conditions is met, then that's when you show a little bit more so of caring, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Appreciate
What
everybody
the
on tuning
hell?
in. Make sure you hit that like button as you come into the live. Refrigerator breakfast
SBK,
thing
you
down,
so
y'all. And I'm
wrong
gonna
for
prove my
this.
point about why I believe that women don't want to care about
Already.
men's mental health.
For
Y'all
girls,
don't
for
care
girls
about
talk.
it since you're
Wait. Y'all let my boy speak. Y'all let my I got one more part that I done queued up. I gotta tell y'all let my boy speak.
SBK, you didn't set Mr. Lounge up. You wrong.
You sure did. You set them up for the beating.
Hold on. Look here. I'm going to explain something when we get done playing this clip right here. I'm going to explain why he has a point. And y'all listen to this, all right? And hey, ladies, if you are in the chat, you can come up, all right? You can come up. I want y'all to listen to this part right here.
Babies. You know what I'm talking about. When we use a little baby, right? All you had to do was whine and cry and stuff, right? And then you could get your way. If your fathers were in your life, right? As girls, right? If your father was in your life, all you had to do is whine and cry to your daddy, and your daddy to spoil you like the little spoiled ass princess, right? Simping out instead of being an actual father to you. That's like they literally say that. Well, what about women mental health? What about us? Case in point, what's happening in the chat right now as we speak? Instead of acknowledging that it is an issue with mental health with men, right? It's an issue that women don't support men's mental health like they say they do, right? Instead of acknowledging that, guess what they do? They gaslight and say, well, you're a mama's boy. Well, what about our mental health? Why you don't care about us? It be diverted back to them. Y'all notice that?
Don't that sound like a beta man complaining
there's a
about,
message
y'all don't care about our mental health.
All right. Because I knew that by behavior wise, even the people in the chat, preferably the women, the first thing they was going to do is make the show be about them. This is the reason why I also say this, that women are way more egotistical than men, and women were gaslight way more than a man would gaslight. I mean, it's facts. But let's continue.
90% of all men's struggles and problems come from women. Let's just start there. Let's be so for real. The reason that so many women don't actually care about.
So she started off by saying this: 90% of relationship struggles comes from who? Do it comes from the man, or do it actually come from a woman? This is a woman who's literally admitting that these struggles come from women.
She like a stud.
She's literally admitting as a
dried
woman,
up Karen looking so.
literally come from women.
So we're gonna take advice from a stud looking woman. Okay.
You can stay single. And you don't have to have problems. You're muted. You're muted, Bessie.
Oh. Thank
See,
you,
I
Jay.
don't have problems with men because I'm single.
Okay.
So that's my choice.
Okay, now listen. T-Cat, she had a running commentary. A lot of y'all had a running commentary. Look,
Oh, heifer.
I've been on this earth for a long period of time. All right. I may not look like it, but I've been on this earth for a long time. Scorpio Mama made a statement in a chat. She's like, "Oh, SBK is youngin' and all that." I'm not too far behind you, Scorpio. I'm not too far behind you at all. Trust me. So, every relationship that I have been in, a couple of them that I've almost tied the knot. All right. In every relationship, whether it's a girlfriend, fiance, whatever, or even brothers, or even sisters, even family members, all right, even my mother, all right. Let's dive into this, all right. When there is a need that the female wants right then, right now, the female will nag, the female will do whatever it takes to get what said issues resolved or what said issues that need to be addressed. From
some female.
Okay, some, all right. But every female that I have dated, all right, they do not care about what I have gone through. Joe, I want you you know I'm being truthful on this, okay? So let me cook right now. All right. Let me cook right now.
Go ahead and cook.
Let me cook right now. I'm gonna let you ladies talk. All right, okay. Urban really does have a point, ladies, and I'm gonna tell you why. A real man is going to go out of their way to make sure that y'all are happy, to make sure that you guys are safe and protected. A real man is going to make sure that you guys have everything that you need to go about your daily lives without any kind of complaints or any kind of problems. A real man is going to do that. But what happens today is that mental health, all right? Mental health. I want you guys to listen to me before you guys answer, okay? Mental health within a man's life is very much real, all right? Because society is always told us to hold things in. Society has always told us to suck it up and suck it up, buttercup, all right? And I'm cool. You know what? To be honest with you, I'm cool with that, all right? But where is the shoulder that we need to lean on whenever everything falls down and we don't have the mental capacity to take what the world has given us, right? If we have a woman on our side, we have a woman or wife, spouse, girlfriend, whatever, right? That said woman should be that person that we should go to and be like, hey, and in fact, I'm gonna take it a step further. The woman should automatically know when something is wrong with said man, said husband, said boyfriend, whatever, and be like, hey, talk to me. All right, talk to me. What's going on? Let's talk. All right. So, with that being said, I do think that he has a point because the man is supposed to be the strong person in the whole equation in this world. All right. Let me play the devil's advocate, ladies. And this is y'all's panel.
This is our panel. Hurry.
Can I go first, y'all? Can I go first, ladies?
Of course. The link is pinned. All right.
Okay.
So let me finish. Let me cook. And I'll be
You
finished.
taking too long to cook. What
Yeah.
are you trying to do? Simmer and
Y'all are impatient. Y'all was
you over here just baking shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Put
almost
it in the air fryer.
I'm almost finished.
What is you making?
I'm almost finished. So what I'm saying is, can a man be a man? A man has feelings as well. A man has goes through things as well. Can a man be a man? Will you let that man be a man? Can y'all ladies be the woman that man needs in order for him to face the world? Y'all say y'all can, but in a lot of ways, you guys are not. I'm being a devil's advocate. All right, I'm going on mute. Whoever, go ahead, Ro. You
go ahead, Ro.
Okay, I called it. I want to go first. First of all, we all have mental health problems. We all go through it through the world. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? When I'm with somebody, I care about his mental health. That's why in a household, I will make it easy for him. He don't have to pay the bills. He have to help me pay the bills, but he's not directly going online paying the bills or distributing money, handling the finance, anything like that. He don't have that to worry about. He don't have to worry about cooking. He don't have to worry about cleaning. He don't have to worry about his clothes being clean or anything. Only thing he have to worry about is coming home and giving me some good sex. I'ma also take him a shower, massage him, and ask him, baby, how is your day today? And I'ma call him and tell him, hey, baby, I'm just calling because I was thinking about you and what you did to me last night. That's what I'm gonna do for my man. Cause I already know it's hard. But in a reciprocal manner, I want him to do the same thing for me.
Bro, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Whatever. But this is how I treat my men because I already know that y'all men has it hard, especially if y'all managers, y'all supervisors, or whatever. You're a firefighter. I even had a police officer as a boyfriend. He liked to handcuff people. So, I let him handcuff me. We have sexual pleasure because that's what took his mind off of things. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we gonna play some games here. Whatever you want us to do that makes you relax. You know what I'm saying? If you want to sit here, want to whip me and paddle me and stuff like that, yes, let's go through it, baby. Because I want him to have a free mind. I also want him to be stress-free in the house. But I want the same thing from him.
You know what?
Okay. No,
I'm gonna be. I know, Joe. I'm gonna be real quick and get out y'all way. SBK,
go ahead.
you already know how I feel about this because you was on the panel, you and Urban, when I did a mental health for Black men and men show. And it was a very interesting show. I'm very concerned about our Black men mental health and some of the stuff that you said, yeah. But you cannot throw all women into that lump that we do not care. There are some good women, some very forward-thinking women, some logical women, intelligent women who know that our Black men struggle and got to go out there and meet people who don't look like them and face the world and make something happen for their family. That takes a lot. So that mental capacity is being stretched every day, all day long. So yeah, when they come home, they want peace. And yeah, we strategize in the household to make it easier for them. So listen, I don't know what woman you talking about, but that ain't me. You understand what I'm saying? I care about my Black man's mental health because if his mental health is on point, the house is going to be on point. You understand what I'm saying? So don't throw all of us in that lump and say, well, y'all do. Because I'm the truth over here. My man is good. You understand what I'm saying? So
already
hit the link.
About all women don't care. Yes, we do care. There's some good women out there that do care about y'all brothers. Y'all just got to get your man off that booty and come find us.
Exactly.
Yes, because I believe that y'all all made great points. Because see, the thing is, we care about men's mental health. There's health issues on both sides, right? My thing is this: we need our men to step up more when it comes to their own mental health. And the reason I'm saying it is because of this. I didn't grow up with my father. Did his family 5 years ago because I randomly took a DNA test, right? Met my daddy for the first time in my life 3 years ago. But my previous relationship, I was in my previous relationship for 13 and a half years, right? So there were things that I did not know until the very last year, because on the outside, on the surface, the relationship with him and his mother looked perfect, y'all. Perfect. Do you hear me? It wasn't until that last year that I found out things that I did not know, that he really didn't even have a close relationship with his mother, and his mother never even actually raised him. That explained a lot to me, that maybe he had some underlying mother issues. You understand what I'm saying? And he was looking for love in different places. Yes, our men are taught, like you said, to be strong, protectors, providers. Don't cry, don't moan, don't complain, all these things. But the problem with that is this: when you have a real woman that's stepping up to you because she wants to get in tune with your mental health, your spirit, who you are as a person, as a man, and you don't let her in, we can fight and fight and fight all we want to. But if you don't let us in, it's not so much that we can do. See, this is a self-evaluation type thing here. You got to start with self. You got to start working on self. That way, when the right woman comes along to try to be your helpmate, not because you need help, but try to be your helpmate and be your rib, that you will allow her to do it the right way. Because the problem is, some of these men that are getting these type of women that are stepping up, that want to love on you the right way, mentally, spiritually, this, that, and the third, they're the ones catching all the hell. So the problem is, eventually, she may get sick and tired of catching all the hell. You understand what I'm saying? And you may end
Man,
up with
say
somebody that
that.
don't give a damn about you. Let's call it what it is. That's what happened in my last relationship. I tried and tried and tried, and I just could not reach that inner core. But when I found out the other things, it made sense. It wasn't that he didn't have respect for women. He didn't trust women. He wanted things his way. He wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too. But he never wanted to understand that it's important when you're in any type of healing process, you got to deal with you first before you're trying to go out here and date and mingle and all that stuff. Maybe you do need to be single and get in tune with you, because you ain't going to do nothing but bring along strings of problems into the next relationship, or the next woman that's trying to love on you. She's trying to love on you the right way, and you giving her pushback. And then you want to claim she ain't there for you mentally. She can't be there for you if every time you turn around, you're cursing out. Oh, you saying, I don't want to talk right now. You and your feelings. You know, men sometimes do that and they shut down. So when you shut down and you don't let me in, don't say I ain't trying to be there for your homeboy when I'm rubbing your feet, rubbing your back, give you this good chat, giving you a hot meal when you come off a long day at work. I don't want to hear none of that when I'm doing my part. You feel what I'm saying? Always clean, always fresh, so clean, always healthy, all that stuff. But baby, how much more you expect me to do, baby boy? Sometimes this is a self-assignment. And I'm gonna need you to step up.
But here's what I want to say. You guys can comment on this. What I want to say is this right here. I want y'all to look at what my boy said. He said, once again, women are taught to care about men mental health based on conditions. That's not true. Hold on. Wait, no. Joe. Let me read my statement first. Joe. Let me read my statement first. Wait, let me read my statement first. Let that man no longer be a protector and provider. That woman will emasculate him. Facts. I've seen that happen, ladies. I've seen that happen.
How y'all? Let me just say this real quick, because this is facts. Okay, men don't know how to handle the situations they go through, and you don't understand what the woman has to go through when you're going through shit. And that's what they don't understand. Look, a man deals with a lot of crap and a lot of different things all at once.
But there's going to be a but. There's going to be a but. Wait for it. No,
it's not the but. The but is you don't know how to handle the shit. And when somebody is there, they take the brunt of it. They take the brunt of it when they're there cleaning your freaking anything, being there for you, supporting you, and they are the ones taking the crap because you don't know how to handle all these things coming at you, right? So what do? Okay, you step away, you let them be, and then they don't know how to handle it. Just like women, we go through, man, I have a whole household I run, right? If I had a man around, and when I'm handling things right, would I expect a man to take my cussing, my bitching, my everything because I'm going through some crap? That because you're going through the crap and you're there, a real woman is going to support you while you're going through your crap. And that's why I'm single. Because if you can't support me and I'm going through crap, then I don't need you around and let me handle it by myself, right? Let me handle it alone because I'm going to handle up regardless. I'm going to handle up regardless. But a real man that doesn't know how to handle his business without cussing somebody else out or taking it out on them, even though it's not their fault, then that's the problem there. That's the problem.
A lot of times projection happens from past situations and things that you go through. So you can have experiences or past relationships and experiencing where that other person is not supportive and you're looking for that support. And you may have communicated that to them. And remember, I think we talked about it last week about comprehension, about explaining or, having these conversations. But is that person really understanding where you're coming from? So after you do that a couple times and there's no lock-in happening, that's where you have to evaluate quickly and say, maybe this is not the person for me. Maybe they're not, equipped to, be able to deal with those situations. And just, I'm in this part right here, I'm just speaking in general as far as women. From the beginning of time, we deal with everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything from your fathers, the sons, the uncles, and we try to carry it all. We try to support. We try to be there. We try to financially be there in every way that we can. We as women can and have carried it on our shoulders. So I know you're not grouping all women into that, but that's where you do begin to evaluate. And that's why I say it shouldn't take a whole long time to be able to say if I'm locked in with this person and I'm going through something, or they can be able to recognize it, or if I've mentioned something and they may not check back in with me or whatever the case may be. That's where you looking at character. That's where you looking at, does this person even have the capacity to be able to handle situations? And then that's where people do start to project. You going through something, you may be dealing with something, and then you're venting or you fussing or whatever, and that person doesn't really may know how to respond to that or give you what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? After you've talked to them and explained those things to them. So it is always kind of like a little, sticky, tricky situation on where you're supposed to go from there. But you don't take a long time to make that decision. That's why people stay in relationships sometimes longer than they need to. Then you look up 2 and 3 years, you ain't progressed. It hasn't elevated. It hasn't done anything. There's nothing being added in that situation. And that's where you have to say and make an executive decision. Is this something that I want to continue with, or I have to keep teaching the same thing over and over again? So we do care. We I think we sometimes overcare when it comes to men's mental health. A lot of Black women in general, I can only speak about Black women, may have been grow up in situations where we didn't have a father, or we had a father who was alcoholic or on drugs, and we loved them through it. We counseled them through it. We, you know what I'm saying, cried about it and all those kind of things. So, everybody got they situations where they been through something, and how they respond to it is from past situations. So either you gonna recognize what your issue is, get the help, you're with someone who can go through that process with you, and you're progressing. Nobody want to be with somebody who's still stuck in the same predicament mentally over and over and over again, even when you might be getting help or even having those conversations, and there's no growth there. Then that's when resentment happens, that's when bitterness happens, then that's when people get tired and being like, okay, when is there going to be some change here? You know what I mean? So I think everybody is making a valid point. SBK, Urban, everybody has a point on what they're saying about it. It's just how you evaluate it and how you move forward in those situations.
And I think these men, and it's not that I hate men or anything, but I think you guys, the mistake that you make is you go get someone that's unequally yoked for you. You get someone that's not mature enough to even be in a relationship because you're looking at the physicality of that person, or you're
They looking
looking
at
at the wrong things.
they looking at that booty, huh? I said
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, you're looking at the butt, and then you're not looking to, you're not looking at what's going on the front, on top, on in the brain. And a lot of times men will start out giving you everything. They start out whining and dining you, and then after they catch you, after after the honeymoon phase is over with, and they go ahead and get you to get on board, and then they flip the script. Well, you started out one way. You started out, whining and dining me, paying a lot of attention to me, and calling, texting, or what have you, so on and so forth. And I hear a lot of men say, "Well, I have to work. I don't have time to call you all day or spend a lot of time with you." But you had that time when you were trying to get me, when you were chasing me. You found the time, and once you got me, once you get the woman that you're looking for, then all of that kind of goes away, and then you run and call foul and say women don't care about your mental health, because if you flip the script, then your woman is going to flip the script. And I always say, in relationships, the same way that you start out is the same way that you need to end up if you want your relationship to work. If you don't want to spend a lot of money on a woman, if you don't want to lavish her with gifts, and you don't want her to expect a certain behavior that you're doing with her, then don't start the behaviors. It's a lot of women will go out with you or will be in a relationship with you without all of the material things, without all of the extra um, sugar that you put on top of it. If you just go ahead and be yourself and not have your representative represent you in the beginning, then your relationship may be a little bit more stable. And if you look into depth, if you're looking for a real relationship and you're not really just looking, for the, like Lionel say, the one night stands or what have you, you have to make yourself clear what it is that you want in a relationship. And a lot of men don't do that. A lot of times you get with somebody, you start having sex with them, you start taking them out or what have you, then all of a sudden you're in a relationship. And then after the thrill is gone, after you find out who that real person is, then you're not happy. And then, like DR say, time have went on and the relationship becomes stagnant, because when you start the relationship out, this person wasn't the one for you anyway, but you decided to be with that person for whatever reason. And so you guys can't chase women down, decide you want to be in a relationship with them, and then call flag on the play when you don't get the necessary support that you're looking for, when you didn't have that support in the beginning. And it all goes back to me, it's all about an age thing. It depends on what age group of woman that you're dating. If you date a younger woman, yes, she's going to look for different things than a woman in her 40s or 50s or 60s. And I'm not saying go out there and get an old woman or somebody that's not on your level, but there's something um with be- for all of us, men and women, we mature, to me and in my opinion, about 35. We start maturing, we start, looking at life a different way. But from 20 to 35, really life is like a party. And so if you go get a party girl, expect to have a party relationship. You can't um get someone that's a very young and immature age and decide that she's going to be your wife, and she's going to support your mental health, and she's going to, be all of this that you want her to be, and she can't really even possibly be that because she haven't really lived life. And so I just know most women, they hold their man down. They care about their men's health, their mental health. If a woman got a real man, you can rest assured a woman is gonna try to take care of her man by any means necessary. And like DR says, a lot of times you've been in a past relationship, and women do it too. it's you judge everybody on your last relationship or a relationship that didn't go well, so you feel like everybody's gonna do whatever it is that you didn't like in that relationship. You feel like that person is gonna do it to you too. And so it's all about growth and maturity and just really knowing who you are and finding the right person. And when you are dating, make sure you're dating for the right reason, whether it's a
Wait.
relationship or if you just want to have a sexual relationship. Make sure you make it clear what it is that you're doing.
Wait.
Absolutely. Just make it clear from the beginning.
Wait.
I agree with what I said, because like she said, with us, young girls, look, young girls be dating older men. And yes, before I was married, I did it. And did I care about their mental health? No, I did not. I'm just gonna be honest.
Aha!
But sometimes, because they older, don't even mean they more mature. Because I dated a man that was 11 years older than me, and he made me feel like I was dating a 23-year-old. I think he was living a midlife crisis.
Yes,
And he
very
wanted to do all this young
immature.
boy stuff, y'all, and it pissed me off because I said, well, damn, I'm thinking I'm trying something new, right? Something refreshing. I'm thinking he more grounded like me, got things going on, future stuff, whatever the case may be. Whole time he trying to live his best young life. I'm like, sir, you're 57. What's the problem? Like, what you got going on, homeboy? I couldn't deal with it. It was too much.
They be so lame and corny and trying to be hip, and you like them because they from the old school. So
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm thinking
what
he
you
gonna show me
want?
some new things. I'm thinking he
Right.
grounded and gonna show me some new things. He out there acting more like Soldier Boy. I said, oh no, you Soldier Boy telling my ass. No, I'm not interested, sir.
Look, trying to keep up with the songs to impress you. You trying to talk young people language. You like, this ain't it.
And
It
there's
sure
nothing
wasn't it.
and there's nothing worse than seeing old cat daddy at the club trying to holler at young women. And then what he'll do is, once he figure out the young women really not paying him any attention, and once he start having a bunch of health issues, then he'll try to get somebody older to nurse him on to glory. And so yeah, that's what they do. They wear themselves. A lot of times men wear themselves out. They spend all their money and don't have any assets, don't have anything to offer to a woman, but then they want you to hold them up and treat them like a man and care about their mental health at 65 after they done, went out there and did everything that they could do and wear themselves out and not build any wealth or anything for themselves. So
I want to play the devil's advocate, ladies.
I have an age limit.
What's your
You're not
age
gonna.
limit? What's your
My age limit is like 45. If you over 45, I do not want to date you because some of those men had a mushy hard dick. Had a mushy hard penis, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants a
I knew
hard
that's where she
penis.
was going with it.
See, and the
He
sad
cannot
thing
get.
was,
He
it wasn't
cannot
even
get
that
all the
problem
way
for me.
hard.
It wasn't
And
even that
she
problem
said
for me.
what
He
she
was 56
said.
and he was working with it. He knew what to do with it. But y'all, his mentality was just too young for me. His age wise, sex game, all that was great, right? But the mentality, the not being all the way focused, it turned me off. Cause I'm like, Negro, you older than me by 10 years. Like, what's your problem, homeboy? I couldn't deal
It's
with
like
it.
they want to use you to relive their youth or something,
That's
and
what I
it's
felt
just
like he
like,
wanted to do.
mm-mm.
That's what I felt that he wanted to do. Like he was good. He wanted to show me all, take me all these nice places. We went out all the time. It was fun, but I'm just like, homeboy, other than that, what you got going? Like, what you doing?
trying to stay
No.
young, with you, and then want me to nurse them after they can't do nothing else. I don't think so. Thank you, but no thank you.
At all.
Y'all let them older dudes handle their business. Let them in.
Oh
there.
no!
Let go.
Oh no!
I love it
If
when
you got a man, that's a 2-piece and a biscuit man, I won't give a fuck what you going through mentally. No, you just a 2-piece and a biscuit nigga, and you're gonna say that.
Okay, you crazy as hell. Okay, Urban
I wanna
says so
address
far
Urban.
all I hear is the ladies justifying what they do to care about men's mental health, but they haven't addressed when they emasculate men.
I don't emasculate no men. Who does that?
Y'all emasculate yourselves. We don't do that. We don't do that. Y'all emasculate
Exactly.
yourselves.
How is that?
Because
How is that?
That's not on
it's
us.
the other way around. It
Right,
is the
that's not
other
on
way
us.
around. And after you all get done using us, and I'm gonna use the phrase that my brother used, after you all get done using us as a comrade, y'all throw us away. And then we gotta put ourselves back together. Okay? And I'm not saying all men, I'm not putting all of y'all in there together, but seriously, we do care about your mental needs. And when we are in the household, in a relationship, we are unknowingly, unseemingly carrying a mental weight for you, and you don't even know it, because guess what? You don't even sit down and have a conversation and communicate with us because you have no communication skills at all. So we instinctively carry the mental weight of y'all crazy men. Something is wrong with you from childbirth. You ain't no communicator. You know what I'm saying? You don't have trauma. We come in dealing with that all of the time, and we pick up the weight constantly. And you don't even
You better say that again for the people in the back. Huh.
When
But you know
said
what?
she had that and she had that she give you a massage, she's taking away the weight of the world of the day every single day, and you don't even know it, because guess what? You won't communicate to her and say, baby, I had a rough day. You know, this is happening to me. This no, but you grunt and you moan and all that, and we know, baby ain't having a good day. Let me go ahead and have everything right. We pick up the weight for y'all, and y'all don't even know it.
And we ask you what's wrong. Oh, nothing.
And
Ain't
sometimes they
nothing.
still don't
All I wanted to
appreciate
see
it.
you.
They'll deal with stuff at work and come home and take it out on you.
Yeah, you see that your man
There's
have a problem. You can see that your man is clearly upset. He had a bad day. He have a problem. Baby, what's wrong? What can I do to help you? Ain't nothing wrong with me. You know, I'm fine. I'm okay. Well, why don't let's you know, I noticed that, your toe about to fall off. Let's go to the doctor and try to get that work. Let's try to get your toe fixed up. Oh, I'll be all right. I can work. I've been working on this. I've been walking on this toe all week or what have you. You guys don't want to go to the doctor. You don't want to talk to us. You don't want to. We try to be nourishing and we try to be caring. You really don't want to be bothered. But then you go talk to your boys and say, well, she not taking care of my mental health. She not doing this and she not doing that. You just complain about us. And women be trying to hold y'all up 100%. And as far as emasculating you guys, nobody's emasculating you. You do that to yourselves.
I agree with that. That they demasculate their own self because for simple fact, some men come into the relationship. I don't have a car. I don't have a job. I'm just working through some things and all that type of bull crap. And then when a woman do something for you, that's when you demasculate yourself because for simple fact, you didn't come into the relationship as a strong man anyway. You don't got shit. So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna run it. That's what's gonna happen.
And that's
coming
another.
into this one.
Why are y'all in the relationships and you don't even bring anything to the relationship? And then you want to
Bringing
say a
link.
woman is emasculating you.
But hold on, ladies. Y'all say that, but you don't, like Rose said, they don't bring a car, they don't bring a job, they don't bring anything. But what I see men still winning. I see bums like that still winning. I see bums like that winning on YouTube.
Well, why are we having this conversation then? If that's the
That's a 2-piece and a biscuit nigga. So he just need a 2-piece and a biscuit. Just give me some head, and you gone on about your business.
And if everybody's winning, why are we even having a conversation?
What I'm saying is that everything y'all are saying, it really sounds good. But I guarantee you, ladies, the average woman is going to talk the talk the way y'all talk, but do not walk the walk. That's all I'm trying to say. The average woman is not going to walk the walk. That's what I'm trying to say.
And that's
because that woman,
we're not taking that away, because there is women that are like that. There is women that say, everything is okay, but that's where you evaluating your situation or relationship.
Thank you.
If
Yes.
that is the case, then you just you bounce. But if she look, proof is in the pudding.
I
So
still blame the men for that.
if I'm out here supporting you and I'm checking on you and I'm, making sure you're straight, and do you need to go to counseling? Do you need, you need some time off, take some VTO, whatever you need to do. I'll pick up some more hours. So you got a woman that's talking that, and she's doing it. She's producing all of that. Then you come across a woman who says all those things, but she's not producing any of that. She's not showing you any of that. Then that's easy work. That's easy work to just be like, you bullshitting. You ain't about this life. You're not talking about and
It's
doing what
facts.
you saying you gonna do. I'm finna
Facts.
bounce. It's
Facts.
really, it's just as
Exactly.
simple as that. We make shit
Choose
so
better.
much more complicated than what it really needs to be, and we invest so much energy and time into dysfunction, and then use that as the foundation of what everything is or it's not supposed to be. Let's
This,
be clear about what your
Mm-hmm.
expectations are versus what's really going on out there in the world. For the most of us, it seems like we as women, we are supportive. We looking out for our man. That's why we be a little bit taken back, like, what, we don't even move like that. We don't even operate like that. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know, any of us don't know each other personally or anything like that. So yeah, some of us on here might be talking shit, but that's where that time is put in, finding out if this person is honest, or if they true, or if they backing up what they saying. Like, you just bumping your gums and you ain't about it, and I'm not fooling with you, and then that's it. I'm not fooling with you, and you just move on. You just
But
move
you
on.
made a valid. You made a valid point. I'm just like, be about what you say, because I'm that type now. I'm like I said, I'm getting too damn old. In June, I'll be 45. I'm just not playing games. If you're not backing up what you saying, toodles to you. Go to the left, in my Beyonce voice.
Yes,
I don't have time. I'm too old. Like, I ain't got time for all that. Say what it is, mean what you
exactly.
say, and stand in what you say, and do what you say. If you can't, guess what? No love lost, but just move the hell around. You taking up space for somebody else, homeboy.
I heard what Joe said in the background. Y'all didn't hear what she just said. She said, choose better, choose better, choose better. All right.
Oh, he's gonna
She said,
stop mimicking me.
let me
But
finish.
that is true though. SBK choose better. You just have to sit down and ask, what
He
are your
knows I'm
expectations
talking to him. That's why.
in in these relationships? You know what I'm saying? So, what kind of woman are you looking for? Or do you want somebody to baby you, or do you want a woman to make you a man? You just can't be
Everybody,
running around here crying and complaining that you got mental health.
I
You
get
know
it.
what I'm saying, and
I,
not
I,
doing nothing yourself.
I get it, Ro, but everybody wears a mask. Just about everybody. I don't want to say everybody. Just about everybody wears a mask to get what they want to get. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just about everybody wears a mask. So let's don't pretend like these ninjas out here, these Mickey Fickies out here are sitting there. They're the knight in shining armor, and they blah 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 blah. And then once you get accustomed to that dude or said girl, that they flip. All right. So all this choose better, like Joe said, choose better. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I could get attached to nobody that hard and that tough to where you came in with a mask and it's all good, and then you just flip the motherfucking script on me like that. I will spin off on you so fast. You gonna be wondering what mask you wearing, because that's insanity to me. That's crazy. How you come in acting one way and being one way, and then I turn around and you want some other shit. I
But
will
DR,
dismiss a nigga so quick on shit like that, because I'm not finna waste my time or my energy that and you think, and I'm thinking about what I've invested. You know what I'm saying? And
but
then you
DR,
do it.
a lot of men do that though.
Yeah, and that's
A
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
women do
That's what
that.
I'm saying. I think what everybody is saying is true. You've come
Right.
across women like that. You've dealt with that. You see it. We see it. All that kind of stuff. And it's just, to us, the ones who are not like that, it's insanity to me, because I just ain't got no time to be you know what I'm saying? Just, man, like, what? Like, I'm
Right.
just not, I can't just be attached to somebody that hard to where, I want to do something to you. Cause see, that'll make you want to do something to somebody, because when you being honest and you being true and you being genuine, and then people do things like that, that's why you're not supposed to play with people's emotions. That's why you're not supposed to, be lying and be fronting. Just, you know what I'm saying? Pull the mask off, nigga, and who is you? You know what I'm saying? And then you just, it is what it is. That's why I say, if you want to be fucking hella bitches, That's your thing. And if I want to be fucking hella niggas, that's my thing. I'm finna let you know up front. So it ain't finna be no relationship like that. If I'm telling you I'm just out here doing what I do, and if you want to fuck with me, then fuck with me. If you don't, then you don't. We gonna leave it at that, because it's a nigga out there who would want to fuck with me like that. So if you get at people like that from the jump and let them know this is my expectations, this is what I'm doing, whether I want to be in a relationship or I don't, or I just want to be fucking around, that's what I'm doing. If you want to roll and rock with me, we can rock. Then that's it. Then you can't come back on me 2 months later, 3 months later, and you all talking about you in love and you want me to be just with you. But I told you this is what I was doing from the gate, from the jump. What you saying ain't finna make me change that. So you got to appreciate people that's finna be honest with you, whether it's brutal, it hurts your feelings or whatever. Don't come for me with no lie. Come with me with the truth. I can roll with that. All that other stuff is just, you know what I'm saying, a waste of time and energy. Like, for
Exactly.
real.
Exactly.
Nobody has time for that.
No.
Exactly. Keep it
And
all the way
time,
key. I
and
love
time is
that.
something.
the truth.
And time is something that you cannot get back.
You cannot. That's the
No.
most precious thing you can lose. It ain't money, because you can make that over and over again.
Yes.
Is all that other stuff you can't, but you can't get time back. So you got to be very calculated. You got to be very precise. You have to have precision with your time and your energy. So what you invest in, you have to look at it as a business deal as far as what you invest in. Am I going to get a return back? Because if I ain't finna get no return back, and I'm not talking about monetarily, I'm talking about
Right.
emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of that. If there's no return back on that, then you have wasted your time. And that's why people stay in relationship 10, 15 years and you ain't went nowhere. Y'all still going through the shit. It's dysfunctional. You look up 10 years later and we still, bruh. It's time to go. It's time to
And what
just
is
exit to the
marriage?
left.
And what is marriage? Marriage is a contract. I think you guys get that mixed up. It is a contract. It's an agreement of what the expectations are. And a lot of people get married and don't understand that they're going into a contract. They don't want to fulfill their portion of the contract. And just like DR says, you get into these relationships and it's just stagnant. And I don't understand why people stay in relationships that they're not happy in.
The
I,
comfortability.
I cannot understand that to save my life. And a lot of men and women will stay in a relationship and just be totally unhappy, but they
It's
still together.
comfort. They comfortable. They like, why go out and try to do something else? I'm used to him. I know what he like. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to step out and take a chance. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you could be with somebody for 10, 15, 20 years and meet somebody and be around them 2 months and be the happiest you can be. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, you know what I'm saying, how long you be with somebody. That's bullshit. Like, how long? So I don't care if I've been with you 10 years. I ain't did nothing for you. You ain't did nothing for me. But this new cat, this new cat that I just ran across, baby. Let me tell you about him though. You know what I'm saying? So it all that don't even matter. Like, you just can't be wasting nobody's time like that and then expect everything to be cool. So you got to move quick. You got to analyze quick. You got to analyze people and just know if they the one. You know what I'm saying? Don't take no long time, because you ain't nobody got
Yeah,
time.
I'm speaking a whole word. I just want to throw a whole bunch of roses on y'all right now. I swear, I
That's
want to
one
make
thing
it
I
rain
learned.
on y'all. I want to make it rain on y'all because y'all ain't speaking nothing but the truth. Because I've been in that space, like I said, in a relationship over a decade. That last 2 years, like I said, tried to hold it together for the kids, lost myself and everything. When I found myself, though, I became a problem. I dated a couple of guys since then, and they couldn't deal with me, y'all. They just felt I was too fierce. But I know what I want. I'm standing on what I want. And if that ain't what it is, goodbye. It's just that simple.
You
Period.
got to know when to hold them and you got to know when to fold them.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And
My
it depends
husband
on what it
switched up
is
on
that
me
you're
on the
looking for.
7th year. My first husband switched up on me on the 7th year. I divorced him on the 7th year because time was
Wow.
not to be wasted.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes the men don't even take care of you mentally. So sometimes that goes both ways. Like when I was in a relationship and I had got pregnant and had the miscarriage, the man that I was with, he didn't want to deal with the mental health that I was going through of losing a baby, and also, the hormones and all that type of stuff that I was going through. You know, I had to go to my dad. I had to go to my ex fiance in order for me to get through. The episode. He did not want to deal with it. He didn't want to see me cry anymore. He wanted me to be back to the old, role. And you can't go back to being the old role right then and there after a couple of weeks after you lose a baby. You just can't, And he wasn't equipped to deal with that mentally. So it goes both ways. On men, y'all can't deal with women, mentally, and some of us women can't deal with y'all men mentally. But y'all supposed to be the kings, y'all supposed to be the leaders and everything, and y'all supposed to lead in a
Just like that
relationship.
like that first clip you play, SBK, of the gentleman with the gray beard. He said it so perfectly. I don't co-sign or condone the women that are out here emasculating men. That's a turnoff to me, because like he said, you want someone who has courage and bravery, and can fight battles, who can stand, when it's time for a war, they on the front line. You know what I'm saying? But you do also want that man that has that the part of him that can relate and have some sensitivity and have some understanding. But it's a turn off to me to of a man who can't do that. And if I look at you and I see that you can't be ready to run into the house and with the fire to get the kids, or to, you know what I'm saying, that's I don't what are you doing?
Exactly.
And I guess that's where maybe we emasculate them, because then we looking at you like you crazy, because I'm like, bruh, what are we doing here? Because I'm finna run up in there, let's go up in there together.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I don't know what man is out here standing on the curb while the children is in the house and it's on fire and they ain't ready to, you know what I'm saying? So
fight.
That's some inner work. You got to go look at yourself and find out where you falling short. What's wrong with your chest? It ain't sticking out. So
And you made some key points, because
that?
then when you decide to step up, then they want to look at you
Then
crazy.
they want
But
to say,
I try to let you lead, homeboy. How much time you need?
Mm-hmm. So you
I gotta
stepping on
step
their
in
toes and
sometimes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
So
and
I
go
had a
say, oh,
man.
she's not letting me be a man. Man, boy, please.
I had a man who couldn't even kill a spider. He was over there hollering like a little old girl. Can't even kill a spider.
But
You know what I'm saying? But and I had to go over there with my shoe and kill it. And he over there hollering in a corner.
Right? Here's a difference.
You think I dumped his ass? If you can't kill a spider, what can you do?
You could be around a man that has fears. Everybody has fears. But this is where a real man comes in, where he has courage. Even if you are afraid, you still have enough courage to step out or to kill a spider, kill a rat, do it or whatever. But you still got fear in you. And that's okay, because sometimes fear will make you do some things that you wouldn't normally do because you are afraid. But because you have bravery and you have courage, that's that man that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, come up, that's gonna show out and show up every single time. Even if he's afraid, even if he's a little bit weary or not sure about a situation, doesn't make him less than a man. But what about that courage that you're supposed to have that should be there? And if those elements are missing, you still got some growing to do, and that's okay. Then you go grow. You go be around some other men that are, a little bit higher elevated in you in those certain areas to help you build up that character, build up that courage and that bravery. Because how you can't lead your family like you really need to, then you gonna feel less than. Then you gonna feel like you're not good enough. Then at the end of the day, that's gonna be her fault. That's gonna be her problem, because you got your own issues that you need to work out. And if she feels she got to step in certain areas, which is fine, but don't try to make her feel like she emasculating you because she's saying, look, you can do it. You look, come on, pushing you. People get tired. People get tired after a while of keep trying to push a person to purpose. And they don't even want to step up and step out to try to get to where they need to be. That's like my grandmama say, when you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, that's insanity to me.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hey,
and y'all, but I have to say something real quick, and it's with the poll. Which matters more in a relationship, loyalty or physical attraction. Okay. But I have to say something because I was triggered. I was triggered because if you tell me that a certain looking man looks like he's good for me because of his fit, you have to have a physical attraction to somebody just to even let them cross that line, just to even cross the threshold with you, okay, of your inner circle. You got to have a physical attraction to a person, okay? Okay. Now, and if they're looking like somebody that Joe would say he's possibly a DL. If y'all don't know what that is, it's a down low. It's somebody who just, you don't know what they are. Okay. That's this world that, I have to deal with in this world nowadays. I am so sad that I am single in this world today because you have to deal with that kind of crap nowadays. You don't know which side of the road they flip on or they swing on, or they may swing on both sides of the road, y'all. Y'all.
Joe,
So anyway,
some men,
if they
men have a G spot in their booty. So when they find
Lord
out
Jesus.
they got that G spot in their booty and they got tapped that way, they want to get tapped that way all the time because they got,
Right. Right.
they got that
So
back
if you
shot.
look, if they look, and certain people know with Joe, if they look like they have any question for Joe to question them and they look like a DL, don't tell me that they look like that I would go for them. Don't, because you're going to trigger me. I'm going to cuss your ass out. Okay? I just got to say that because you got to have a physical attraction first. But it's about loyalty for me. Okay, we can go with the poll.
They got that G spot cracked. You know what I'm saying? They booty hole. Everybody got a G spot in their booty hole.
We need Urban to clarify. He said a woman is supposed to help him mentally deal with that spider. Can you please clarify that? How are we supposed to mentally help you kill that spider?
Now, if it real big and crunchy, I want him to go kill it because it's too. I don't want to hear it crunch.
No, he said mentally. I need him to tell me what mental stimulation do you need from a woman to tell you to go kill the motherfucking spider. What is it? Just tell us what that is.
Answer that
because
one,
I need
Urban.
clarification on that. Because I mean, I really don't know how I can pump you up from just saying, baby, go get the spider, get the stool, get the broom, baby, get the gun. What you need? Like that's why. What
That's
else?
doing too much.
What else you need? What else do you need? You need a little session, a little sidebar. What?
Well, I thought the poll was about physicality, as far as if you think a man isn't attractive, not if he's. I never even considered the portion that Joe is talking about, the DL part. So I just thought they were talking about, like, if he looks, is he, if he's easy on the eyes or if he's not easy on the eyes, do you care about that versus what else is in money? Or
loyalty. If he loyal to the relationship and all that type of stuff.
I'm not gonna get in a relationship if he's not easy on the eyes, though.
Oh, you talking about just the initial? Okay, so initially,
that's what I was.
You got to be. I got to look at you and, like, you know what I'm saying, lick my lips. But after I see all of that, all what's gonna matter is loyalty. After all of that is said and done, so it's to each his own. Beauty is in the eye.
I think all of y'all are cap. I think all of y'all.
I think you can. I feel like you could be loyal.
Y'all are cap.
But you could be. You could be loyal but ugly.
I think all of y'all are cap. Y'all got a certain type. I think y'all got a certain type, and if you got a certain type, you will look over certain things because you got a certain type. So let's not, like, there's certain women on this panel that like midgets.
That's making concessions.
I ain't naming no names. I ain't naming no names or nothing.
Well, some women like men to come in their booty, because they got a G spot. You got a G spot in your booty.
Oh, wait a minute.
As far as okay, SBK, yes, women do have a certain type.
They do.
However, if our type is no good and don't want to treat us right, or is lacking in some major areas, I'll skip over my type just to have the loyalty.
True. Well,
That
yeah, because
sounds
I've done
good.
that before, so
So
I ain't
wait,
gonna
I said
lie.
what I said.
Sounds good. I said what I said.
You will stay with a man that's ugly,
Yeah.
top,
If he,
dirty.
well, not no 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 no. I didn't say
Have
all
y'all
of
I'm
that.
have
just
y'all
saying.
dealt with
I'm
somebody that
just
may have
saying.
been loyal to
Like what?
y'all, but sex game was trash?
No, I'm only talking about the facial look, because I looked at it as, if he's attractive or not. And so, everybody want a clean man that smell good and, have a job and blah, blah, this and that and the other. So I'm going solely on the question. And in my mind, the question is, like Frankenstein versus Billy D. Williams or Smokey Robinson or whoever whoever Drake or whoever's looking good to whoever, because I can't think of anybody right now, but I'm going solely on the facial looks and the body type. So that's basically what I'm basing it on. Not,
An empty shell.
Yeah,
not if
see,
you.
our first attraction is, of course, looks, guys,
Yeah.
right? But I want to know, like, because I know I've been in this position before, y'all, some years ago, and the guy, great, smell good, clean, all everything I like, career, just we match each other so well. However, 3 months later, we decided to do the do. It was trash. I mean, trash to the trash.
Right.
The head was trash. The D was trash. I was mad as all hell because I really liked him. So what I said was, well, maybe he was nervous. It was first time after 3 months we decided to get it in. Let me give him another chance. 3 weeks
And
later
you
we tried it
tortured
again.
yourself
It
again.
was still trash, y'all. It was still trash 3 weeks later, and I just
Did
could
you try
not
to
do it
teach
because
him a little something?
I'm not a cheater, So I tried to show him, y'all. He just
Miss
did not
Coco,
know
did
what
you
he was
get your
doing.
vibrator out? Did you get your vibrator out to do the
No, I
do
didn't
to
get.
do the
I
deed?
did, but it was with myself. I just couldn't deal with it, y'all. It was just getting on my damn nerves, and I was trying to show him. I'm trying to think. I hope he was not a virgin, before he met me or something, because that's the way it seemed to me. Because I'm like, Dad, if you can't do one, you got to be able to do the other. If your D ain't all the way together, maybe your head game could be fine, and we could work it out. We could get into a
Both
meeting.
of
It's
them was
about
trash.
compromise.
Is his
But if
finger
it's
game
all
good?
trash, I can't
His
deal with it.
finger game was trash too.
All of it was trash. He was well endowed and didn't know
That
what
he
to do
can't
with it.
even finger it. Damn,
Them be the
Nothing.
worst
he is
ones.
trash.
And I had more fun with my rose. I just couldn't deal with it, y'all. So I had to end that shit because I just like it. Look, I can't
Oh,
stand something. I'm
girl.
unhappy. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
Right.
Oh my God, y'all are crazy.
I just
Okay.
want to point out that she said he was well endowed, okay, for a reason. Because everybody be thinking, especially men, and from what I get is the bigger the bigger the ego.
And that's not
So
true.
if he don't know what he doing,
Exactly.
his ego gonna tell him, well, I got a big thing, and that's what you women be wanting, and woo 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 and blah blah blah.
Oh,
And the
some of them
whole time
can't
you
use it.
don't know what you doing.
Didn't know nothing,
They
honey.
cannot
He
use
had
it.
a Louisville slugger for no damn reason. He could have kept that in the mound, okay? Because it was
So
Mm-mm.
so
ridiculous.
so
I just couldn't
so
take it. I was
so
like,
what
this is
y'all are
ridiculous.
saying? What y'all are saying, Miss Coco Bonds and ladies on the panel? It's all in the motion of the motion. It's all in the motion.
Absolutely, motion in the
Daggone
ocean,
right.
baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, not really, because if you
No.
have a baby, wiener, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna fly.
Well, yeah,
Now you can't have no Vienna sausage
I
now.
agree
You
with
gotta
her
at
on
least
that.
have a Guatney hot dog now. Not no Vienna sausage though. We ain't doing none of that.
That's just an oversized click. Go on somewhere with that.
That
Oh
little
my
Vienna.
God!
He
Come on here
got
trying
an
to tickle us over
oversized
that little
click.
Vienna.
I don't know. It
Look,
doesn't
look,
matter
look.
the size, but it has to have size and you have to know how to use it. That's the point.
Okay, y'all are crazy as hell. Okay, this poll says, check this out. This poll, pause on the poll. This poll says which matters more in a relationship. 88% says loyalty. 11% says physical attraction. I call that cap, but that's what
I want it all.
I voted
I want the
physical
loyalty.
attraction.
I
I
want the
knew what you.
physical attraction.
I kind of figured what you voted on, Bonds and TCAT. Y'all voted. I kind of figured what y'all voted on. Physical attraction. You know what I'm
Because I
saying?
don't see how people be in relationships with people that they think are like really ugly. Like
They're
I
not
know
right.
somebody, an older lady, and she say, my husband is the ugliest man on earth. but he treat me good, and I think that's just rude. Like, damn.
Y'all crazy as hell,
Well,
boy.
I'd rather have a old ugly man and he's loyal than to have a cute man that's not loyal
But you're
and
beautiful though. But you're beautiful. I said what I said.
I
Yes, you are.
well,
Yes,
thank
you
you
are.
guys for that. And but I'm not shallow though. But you know, to me, and I'm not calling you guys shallow. I'm just not. What for me, loyalty is more than your looks.
Yes, it
I
is.
prefer your loyalty because if I have your loyalty and we trust each other, I can be more happier with you than have some cute, you know,
But can you really? But can
some
you
But
cute
how
guy
you
that's
gonna do
happy?
it? How y'all gonna do it though? That's what I be wanting to know.
Yeah, I don't want to put a plastic bag on his head in order for me to get off.
Oh Lord.
Because you gotta remember, you make faces and stuff when you in the, and look up and they look like a monster. You might get turned off.
well, I'm not I'm not saying I want the elephant man or anything like that, but I'm just saying it's a
I'm
lot of
not settling.
guys. It's a
I'm
lot
not
of
settling.
guys that's not attractive, right?
I
And,
think
and
that just means you got to keep looking because I'm not settling for nobody that's ugly, but you
Me
loyal, or
either.
you loyal and or you cute and you ain't.
well,
No, I should be able to
I'm just
have
going with the poll
both.
though. I'm just going with the
I
poll.
know, but we,
And
we.
so I prefer to have somebody that's loyal and that's gonna because that's what's gonna make me feel good if you loyal to me because I'm gonna be loyal to you versus somebody that's just cute. I'm sorry because if you're cute and you're gonna be cheating, what's the purpose? I mean,
Right.
I mean,
what
yeah,
good does
that's
that
I
do
true.
for
agree
Right,
with
your
that's
you.
true.
psyche and your mental? Your mental is not gonna be good if he's cute and he's out there with 5 other different women.
Yeah, but I think you can find somebody that got that, but
Well,
got it
I'm
I'm
both.
sure
not
we
gonna settle
can.
either.
I'm sure we can, but I'm just
I want
basing
the
it on the
combo.
poll. Yeah,
Right?
I want the combo too, but I'm just saying if it was a choice,
I
I'd
ain't.
rather have somebody loyal than to have somebody
I just be by myself.
Uh-huh.
cute and
Yeah, with my vibrator or my rabbit. Yeah, me be by myself. Yeah, with the rabbit.
but those
All of
wasn't
you,
the choices. Those wasn't the choices though, guys.
y'all are crazy as hell. But I got look. I'm about to post another post, and I
It's on.
want you guys. There's a the post
For the
is
women.
this is for all the women. All right. Thank you, Bessie.
Sorry.
Here, I want, and hey, you ladies that are in the chat that you are shy, hop up on the panel and explain yourself. This is the last poll I got, all right? And the ladies on the panel, Joe, Coco, DR, Queen, I said what I said, T-Cat, Bonds. I want all of you ladies to answer this poll after I do these commercials, all right? Here is the poll. And y'all go and y'all vote, all right? Women! And you men can comment in the chat to say if they're cap or no cap or whatever. You guys, Lionel, you just still showed up. You done showed up. Salute to you, little bro. Urban, you still up in here. All you men in the chat, y'all can call cap on these ladies, all right? If you are a woman in this chat and you are debating on whether or not you need to hit the panel, you need to hit the panel on this one. This is the last poll I got. I want you women to describe yourself. Describe yourself. Describe yourself. Are you
Okay, we
listening?
get it. We getting it.
I can't
Okay.
play. I can't play this
Okay,
game.
One,
okay, go ahead. I
T
can't.
Cat. I said what I said. Queen, DR,
I can't
Miss
answer none of
Coco,
this.
Joe. Here it is. Here it is. Women, describe your best. Are you a soft girl? Are you
No.
in the soft girl era? Are you a boss lady? Are you the type that's healing and thriving? Are you a little bit of all three? Do not answer right now. We're going to go to commercial. I'm going to read it again. All right? I'm going to read it again. How do you describe yourself, ladies?
Oh yeah, I'm working on some new commercials, y'all. Show is.
All right, honey bun.
Okay, I want you guys to describe yourself, and you guys go and vote. All right? Are you the soft girl era, boss lady grind, healing and thriving? A little bit of all 3. I want you ladies on the panel to answer. I want you to describe yourself. All right? I want you to describe yourself, and no apologies. No apologies at all. Men, you can call cap on these ladies. Ladies in the chat, if you have not joined the chat, come on up and don't be shy. All right? I want to say shout out to my fam up here, T-Cap. I'm going to play a couple of commercials and we're going to get back to this answer. All right? Y'all go and vote. All right? All the women, I want you guys to vote. All right? Are you one of these ladies? A soft girl era, boss lady grind, healthy and thriving, a little bit of all 3. All right.
I go first, y'all. I go first.
Okay, I want you to go first, T-Cat. And we will be back after these messages. We'll be right back. I want to say shout out to my big sis. It's Just Eve TV. It's her birthday. Her and her husband are celebrating their birthday and their anniversary and all that stuff. I want to say
It's
shout
not
out.
E birthday.
Yes, yeah, it's getting that way next couple
It's next month. Yeah.
yeah, next
Cinco de
couple days.
Mayo. She is Cinco de Mayo, baby.
Right. She's still what you call it? What is it? Yeah, they're celebrating the birthday. She told me her and her husband are celebrating their birthday. So I just want to say shout out to It's Just ETV and her husband. We love you. You know what time it is, bro. Her hubby, you know what time it is, bro. One love to you. Y'all go and subscribe to the Tap In podcast. Go and subscribe to T-Cat. There is a bunch of content creators in here. All right. Whenever I get my monetization back, we're going to be giving away a lot of prizes. And so we gave away a prize 2 weeks ago. We're going to be giving away prizes to any content creator. If you win the prize, if you're a content creator, we're going to gift you. I know I will on my channel. I'm sure he will attest to this. We will gift any content creator a pass to work with T-Cat. All right, to work with T-Cat, she will get you all situated, get you some videos, get your channel popping. Y'all go and subscribe to T-Cat, to Ro Taylor. She is the best. All right, so you guys go and subscribe to T-Cat. How you doing, Miss Boogie Down? How you doing, love? How you doing? How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Excellent.
Hey, Miss
Hey,
Boogie Down.
hey, Vaughn. Hey, I said what I said. How you ladies
Hi, Miss
doing?
Boogie Down.
Hello,
How
how
are
you
you?
doing?
I'm doing well.
Great.
Hello.
You know,
Listening to this trash talk. I got this link yesterday from Vaughn's channel, or rather this morning, because I think we was on till my time, Eastern time, till about 5 o'clock. I was like, I need a life, but what you call it? I said, let me come check this out. And I'm hearing this trash about men and their mental health. I'm so tired of you men looking for us women to fix y'all and do everything, and you don't want to do it for us as well. It's crazy right now. It's crazy.
explain yourself, young lady. Explain
This
yourself.
entitlement of you black men especially. Yeah, I'm gonna take it there, okay? And I ride for y'all, okay? I ride for y'all. I've been on this planet a half a century, and I ride for my brothers. I got a great black father and 2 older black brothers. But let me tell you something. We don't owe you anything. You owe yourself. And when you're sitting up here always talking about what black women aren't doing for you, well, think about what you're not doing for us. Because again, at the end of the day, what y'all go through, remember, we go through it twice as hard because we're women. Because we are women. We go through it twice as hard. So while you sitting up here getting disrespected by the man, we getting disrespected by the man and the woman. How about that? And so although I do think and I do believe that we have to build each other up, stop looking for us to always hold you up and you keep holding us down in a literal sense. We got to hold each other up. We got to hold each other accountable, because we sitting up here looking outside of our communities for everybody to fix us and what's wrong with us. No, we need to fix our damn selves. And that is working within. We can't give up on each other, because I hear all the time, oh, when you look at these stories, especially Brother Shannon Sharp and Charles Barkley, and they talking about when they were little, they got picked on by black girls, and the black girls were mean to them. Well, you know who was mean to my black behind? Black little boys. But I never gave up on y'all. I never gave up on y'all. I still stand tall, and I walk down the aisle with a black man and have 2 beautiful black sons. But I never gave up on the fact of how I was mistreated, how I was bullied, how I was picked on. Because even though I think I'm a beautiful, curvaceous woman, and so did my husband, at the end of the day, You know who didn't think so? When I was a little girl, I was called a little fat girl, or I had a big butt. I was called Bertha Big Butt. Big butts wasn't always cool. Wasn't cool in the 70s and the 80s when I was in school. It became cool, and now everybody's injecting themselves and altering their bodies. But back in the day, it wasn't as cool as everybody thought it was. But I still didn't give up on Black men. So this excuse of, oh, Black women didn't accept me, oh, I was nerdy, they didn't like, yeah, I was nerdy too. It happens. And you know what? Like anything else, it's a phase. You'll grow through it, you'll get through it, and you'll grow out of it. But I don't lose my faith in my Black men. And so many of y'all just lose faith in us. But then when your silly behinds get out here and then something happens, where you come back to? You come back to your mama. You come back to your big mama. And guess what color she is? Oh, my goodness. She Black.
Shannon Sharp.
Already.
She Black. Oh, I want to pay homage to my Black, my big mama. She raised us. My mama, she did this. My auntie, she did this. And then you walking down with your snow bunnies. You know how insulting that is to us? And now you want me to sit up here and fix your mental health? Well, your mental health is you hate yourself. So figure that out first, because I can't do that for you. I can't do that for you. That's a reflection. That's an inner reflection within, because for anybody to have a bad experience or two with their own kind and give up on a whole entire race, that's bigger issues. That's bigger issues. But we got to be a therapist. We got to be a nurse. We got to be a caretaker. We got to be a cheerleader. And then turn around as a Black man and just say, what am I doing to contribute to her mental health? Because we raise everybody's damn kids. When you look at these nannies out here for all, except for maybe the Asian culture, because they pretty much stick to themselves, right? We take care and raising everybody damn kids. That's Black women doing that. But we don't get nowhere near the respect. So I get it. As a Black man, you guys are targeted and they are intimidated by you. Yes, the phrase they hate you because they ain't you is real. But guess who else they hate? They hate me too. And that's all I wanted to say on that, sir. But thank you for allowing me my 2 minutes to spew that out for you and the 3 men in your daggone comments, that especially that Lionel person that's got so much to say. Okay.
Already.
To the carpet.
Okay. And I appreciate you, Mr. SBK, for allowing me to say that without interruption. Yes, sir. I'm listening.
You are welcome to come up here anytime you like. You hear? This is my house. This is my house. And every statement that is made, whether it's liked or disliked or agreed with or not agreed with, you're welcome to come up here.
I appreciate you.
House. This is Conversations with the King himself, SBK. You are welcome to be yourself up here. All right?
I
this
appreciate
is what it's all
that.
about. All women panel. But now look here. My boy Urban, I kind of sense that he's going to make a panel, make a live about this. So we're going to give him some content. Shout out to my boy Urban.
I had that feeling too. He gonna get his lick back.
Yeah, he gonna make a live about it. You know what I mean? I want him to. Y'all go subscribe to my boy Urban. Go subscribe to my boy Lionel.
Already.
Urban probably done clipped all of us during the whole live. He probably just done have about 20 clips at this point.
Hey man, hey, look here. If you are, shout out to Urban, shout out to Lionel. If you are if you got a follower in Lionel or in Urban, hey, you're gonna get trolled. That's all there is to it. There's no weak heart at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know you seen Lionel in my chat, Miss Boogie Down.
All the time.
But Miss Boogie Down, you are welcome to come up. You seem like a strong, opinionated, melanated woman. So come on up. Anytime you want to, come on up.
I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, ladies, look, check this out. Before we went to commercial break, and this is the last poll we're going to make, and we're going to end this, but we're going to end it with a bang. All right, women, every woman in the chat and every woman on the panel, how do you describe yourself? You describe yourself in the soft girl era, the boss lady grind, healthy and thriving, or a little bit of all three. And whoever y'all go, whoever wants to go
Oh,
first.
I said I'll go first.
Hey, you said you're gonna go first. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. First I want to say something to Lionel. You know, what do you think about those BBLs that you like that are stinking now? They said that now they are stinking. So what do you say about that, Lionel? So anyway, I consider myself as a boss woman, right? It's because that, you know, I'm more independent, and that's what my dad taught me, to be independent. Don't depend on any man, you know, to get anything for you. You do it yourself. So I learned how to do, like, you know, some manly things, some things I cannot do. Like, you know, some things I just cannot do. I need a man for, you know, because I'm not good at measurements and stuff like that, on, you know, doing, you know, DIY, you know, house projects or something like that. I'm not good at that. I need a man for that. But in most part, I can take care of myself. So I consider myself as a boss woman. I work, I clean, I do all that type of stuff myself right now. And my daddy taught me things to do, like check my oil and all type of stuff. So I really don't need a man for that, right? Because I'm more in the independent realm. But I want a man, you know, and there's a difference when you want a man or versus to needing a man. You know, I want a man in my life. I want a man to encourage me and to be there through my steps of life and everything. But I know when to take my crown off and give it to him so he can be the king. You know, that's it.
Well, I just got up here and I got to step down, Mr. SBK. But I just want to say, on behalf of myself, Miss Boogie Down, I feel like I'm all three. I think as a woman, you got to be a chameleon. You got to know when to step up, and like the previous woman just said, you got to know when to step back. Like I said, I have three kings presently who were in my life, and I was basically privileged to have three great Black men, my two older brothers and my dad. And thank God I still have all three of these men with me. So I know when I need to be hard, and I know when I need to be soft. And I also definitely know that looks are something that fade, and that's something that I've learned. So I was laughing when everybody was talking about the whole physical attraction and everything. I believe like the sexiest thing is me being able to communicate and bond with you, and you being able to do that to me, and the sex will come where it needs to fit in. But if I'm sitting up there and I'm dating somebody who looks like you know, the best thing since sliced bread, he's probably community pain, no disrespect. And I don't want that. I don't want something that me and everybody on the block done had 16 times. So having said that, I can be all three. When I need to be a boss and I need to take over the situation, then that's when I'm a boss. When I need to fall back and let my man be just that, be a man, I know how to sit back and keep my mouth shut and let him do what it does. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I believe loyalty is the most important. We have to respect and be loyal to each other, and that's the only way we're gonna grow. I've been on this planet, like I said, myself for 51 years, and I think I learned a little something along the way, and I've been able to not only still look youthful and feel youthful, because I just don't deal with the nonsense, and a lot of nonsense comes with being superficial, and that's why personally for me, looks aren't everything, because that person is going to glow, like that person's going to bring out a glow in you where you're going to find beauty in each other no matter what the world sees. It's me and you against the world. So I'm not worried about everybody else's perception. It's how you make me feel and how I make you feel. So that's all I wanted to say on that. But again, it was a pleasure. I'm going to step down because I got to get off soon. But thank you. And you ladies have a wonderful night.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You too.
Miss Boogie Down, thank you.
You have a nice night.
All right.
For
See you later, Miss
gracing our
Boogie
panel.
Down.
You are welcome to come back anytime. You hear?
I appreciate it. It's my first time, but it damn sure ain't my last. Thank you so
better,
much.
Hey, Miss Boogie Down, I hope it
Yes.
better not be.
I
So
already
hold on.
subscribed and everything. You're gonna get tired of seeing my name in your thing. You're gonna get tired of seeing me. I done subscribed
She
and
said you gonna
everything.
get tired of
He
seeing
gonna
her.
get tired of
Hey, this
seeing
is
me.
like
That's
this. Hey,
okay.
this is like this.
I'm gonna hold you accountable, Mr. SBK, when he like, damn, why this woman keep coming up here? Well, now on April 27th at about 11:50 at night Eastern Standard Time for me, you said I could come anytime, and I'm gonna keep coming and coming and coming. Thank you so much. You done started something, sir. You done started something.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
You
Queen.
got it. You got it. Have a blessed night, everybody.
All right. Now.
Good night,
All
Miss
right.
Boogie Down.
Good
See,
night.
SBK, them the kind of folks I hang out with.
Yes.
Truth telling squad.
That's what I'm talking about. I said
Why,
what I
baby?
said. That's what I said. Okay, now look here. You ladies need to answer this question now here. Which woman are you?
I'm all three. I'm all three because you know what? We as women, we're able to adjust and adapt because life throws you so many different variables in life. You know what I'm saying? And we had to adapt, especially, if we're on our own, if we're single mothers or whatever, we're going through a divorce, whatever it is, or you're in a marriage or a relationship. Life throws you so many curveballs as a woman. We have to adapt because we are receptors, right? And so I'm all three.
Okay, let me answer real quick. I have been all three. I'm capable and able to be all three. Currently in my life right now that I have to be, I'm grinding and boss lady grinding. That's what I'm doing currently now. But because I don't have to be the other things right now, and that's how I see it, right? I mean, I know I can be everything for anyone, I mean, not anyone, right? My husband or my man. But what I consider myself right now is boss lady grinding. That's what no, not twerking, Lionel, not twerking, but grinding. That's what I consider myself right now. I just
Joe
wanted
got
to.
the booty for it. You got the booty for the twerking.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Ah! Anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm all
Yeah.
three as well. And I'm just like Joe. I don't have to be, but I know how to be. And I have been. I have been a boss. I have been soft, and I have thrived. And so I can be whatever it is I need to be because like who was that saying that we have to be so many things? I don't know which one of you ladies said that. I think it was Miss T Cat. But yeah, women, we have so many curveballs thrown our way, and so we have to be all three of those things. We can't. We don't. A lot of us don't have the option to be one or the other. In most of the cases, and most of the time, whether we're married or not married, we still have to pick up those roles. And so, sometimes we can be a boss, and we can be a boss at work. We can thrive and go far in the career, but we also can come home and be soft and take care of our man if it's necessary, if we have a man to take care of. And so I don't think it's a either or with women. If most women can be all three and are all three, especially if they have children and a family and they also work outside the household. Now, I didn't have to work when I was married the first time, but I worked because I wanted to, not because I had to. And I've always enjoyed working. I worked in the workforce a long time, and that was really a lot that all that I really knew. I knew how to be a wife early because I got married early. So um, I just always been a family type person. I've always been family oriented. And I've always held my man up when he needed to be held up. But I was just like DR. I wasn't gonna put up with the BS, and I'm not gonna put up with the shenanigans. And when I see that you're not doing what you need to do for me, then I'm bouncing. And that's exactly what I did. So I just feel like especially in today's world, you have to be all three, or you're going to be lacking in some area. So That's what I have to say about it.
Okay, so I want to ask you, since you were last speaking, is it okay to be soft as a lady
Yes.
at times?
Yeah.
And I want you. I said what I said. I want you to explain before we get into the other ladies on the panel. I want you to explain that.
Well, it's necessary for us to be soft. We have to be soft when we're dealing with our kids. It depending on what age they are, right? And we have to be soft sometimes when we're dealing with our man, our spouse, because let's just face it, Black men today have a hard time in society, and they've always had a hard time in society. So nobody wants to come home and argue with his woman after he's had to fight and argue with the people on the job all day, and vice versa. So yes, I feel like at times we have to be soft and we have to be loving and we have to show the softer side, and we can't bring work home, and we can't take work to we can't bring take work home to work. And so yes, we definitely have it's a time and a place for everything for us to be soft. And that's when I would get off work, that's when my softer side showed up. But when I was at work, I was a boss and I was thriving. So yes, there are times that we have to be soft. But also too, whenever my man would drop the ball, like Miss Boogie Down said, it's a partnership. So if you drop the ball, I'm gonna pick it up for you. If you can't pick it up, then I'm gonna pick it up. I prefer not to be a boss at home, but I can be one. I prefer to be softer at home and not have to be the boss.
Okay. All right. Next up, who's next up?
I go.
Go ahead.
I am not soft. I am soft. No, I'm soft with who I need to be soft with. Otherwise, I don't really fool with people, and I'm I don't have patience with general public, and I am already healed. I'm pretty balanced, so I'm on my grind. I'm building a legacy for my children. So um, everything else is just kind of like secondary. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. 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 Next up, who's next? Go ahead, Ro. Go ahead, Ro. Go ahead, Ro.
I thought
You want me to go again?
it's
Oh, well.
Vaughn's time.
Oh, it's Vaughn's time. Go ahead, Vaughn.
I chose healing and thriving.
Okay, now, Vaughn, you chose healing and thriving, but I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you, okay? All right. I want to challenge you, Vaughn. All right.
Why y'all always want to challenge me?
Because there is a reason for my madness, Miss Vaughn. You chose healing and thriving, but I listen to you, ma'am. I listen to every panel that you host.
What?
I do. I do. I do. I listen to
Then that means you don't be listening if you don't understand why I chose healing and thriving.
No, because a lot of y'all be capped, man. Y'all be capped like a mofo. The thing about it is, you said you were healing and thriving, but I've also heard you on your panel say about marriage that you would not recommend marriage. I've heard you say that before. Right?
I said that to Lionel.
You said that to Lionel, but I want you to explain yourself about marriage. Do you recommend marriage? And I want you to explain.
Yeah, Lionel not ready.
I want you to explain your answer
Exactly.
about thriving and everything. I want you to. You're a young lady, and y'all go subscribe to Bonds. Bonds does not understand how I look at her chat. I'm like, God damn it, she got 20 something, 30, 40 some people in chat. You know what I mean? She doesn't realize how much of a platform she has. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go subscribe up to Vons. You know what I'm saying? I listen to every platform that you have, ma'am. I want you to very Yeah, I'm holding them accountable, Urban. I'm holding them accountable, bro. I might not hold them accountable to your standards, but I'm holding them accountable. Bonds, I want you to answer your answer to the thriving and all that, what you just said, because it sounds good. It sounds good. But in
There you go.
real life, you know what I'm saying? People tend to do otherwise. Go ahead. The floor is now yours, and I'll go on mute.
So can I say something before she answer? Whatever happened to sometimes you can change your mind. Like I could say thriving and healing from last year. You know what I'm saying? But this year I'm a boss. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it depends on the season.
Okay, yeah.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. So I'm only 31, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, but what? No, let me let me explain. So I'm 31, and you know, I've been through some stuff, in life, childhood, as a mother, as a wife, and for me, 31 is, I call it my the beginning of my me year. Like everybody told me I was gonna have this light bulb turn on when I turned 30, and that didn't happen. It actually happened at 31. So, well, leading up to 31, it's like I really started to see the not see, but I had that clarity, those moments of clarity, like, oh, okay, I do need to get focused, not y'all, I'm nervous. Okay, listen. For me, it was just, okay, there's more to life than just having babies and being at home or working part-time. Because I've worked on and off, for as long as I've been married, or, having children, because my husband, he works all the time, right? So for me, it was just like, I still have more life to live. I still have goals and things that I can accomplish, but I went through something really dark, you know. So I look at it as healing, but I'm still thriving, because I'm like dedicated and focused to, a better me. And it really has nothing to do with anybody else, you know. It's just for me. It's my time. I have two girls and two boys. So how I look at it is, I have an example to set for my girls, and I don't want my boys to feel like, mama, she, you know what I'm saying, like to look down on me, or to, you know what I'm saying? Like I have things that I want to do, and I want to make my children proud, and I want, to be proud of myself in the end, because when they leave and, have their life, then it's just going to be like, okay, what do I do now? Go to the movies? You know what I'm saying? Go, what did I really earn for myself or accomplish in life for myself, instead of pushing everybody else to do, good and great. And I'm just a hypocrite, who was coming down on everybody, but never accomplished or achieved those things for myself. But as far as the whole marriage thing goes, it's not that I am against marriage. It's just I feel that you shouldn't get married for any reason other than your own. Not the church, not mama and daddy, grandma, grandpa, your spouse giving you an ultimatum. Marriage should be something that you want to do, because if not, and I know, some people, ain't spiritual or religious or whatever, but I feel like the devil will get in the middle. Because how you feeling like I shouldn't have did this, all types of stuff. Life itself will make you feel like, just like, man, was this the right decision? And my view on marriage is that it is a beautiful thing when you're with, you know a person who really loves you, and they not only love you, but they love themselves as well. And what I've noticed is that, sometimes people, get married young. I got married at 25. I know that's not real young, but a lot of young people get married and they barely know themselves. And so what I've noticed is, it's good to know yourself, and you get to know your partner, but you also you date that person for so long, you get to see them, so it's like make sure that you know that person too, so that way when things get hard, and you have, y'all know the song Sunny Days, but can you stand the rain? When it gets to storming and stuff, that y'all got each other's back no matter what, mentally, physically, emotionally. You don't let your family or your friends get in your marriage. Of course, no cheating or adultery, you know what I'm saying? But, that's just what I've noticed, that a lot of people get married to people and they don't know them. And when you do it young, you don't know yourself. And if you ask me, you can finding yourself in your marriage, that's my situation. And sometimes I feel really jacked up because, you know, it's not always, you know, a, it's not always great. And I noticed that sometimes people get divorced over stuff like that, or um it just gets really bad. So sometimes I find myself apologizing, but there's really nothing to apologize about because he's growing and changing in his own ways too. But for me, it was kind of like wait a minute, we're getting older, what have I done with my, like kind of like a midlife crisis, So when I say don't just be out here getting married to people, or if I was to divorce, I wouldn't do it again. It's because I'm still young, you know I feel like I've been in a relationship my whole adult life. And two, I don't think there's anybody out here that could love me the way my husband has, no matter what we've been through. And it's not necessarily like, I can't live without him. It's just, you know, I've been with him since I was 19. So why would I go get with somebody else, after, later on in life? I'm not going to do that. To me, that sounds crazy. But no, I'm not against marriage. I just think people should do it when they want to do it. So, you don't have that white people, oh, excuse me, y'all, but you don't have that moment of, wait a minute. And it's happened with, him too, but that's just my view of it. Nothing, no shade. I talk way too much because nobody ain't got nothing.
No, I completely agree with you. I completely agree, and you can
I love
grow
your perspective. I love your perspective. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. No, I love your perspective because you're a younger woman that is married, is going and growing, and it's a good thing for you to give that advice to Lionel, somebody like Lionel, who is very, very negative to relationships, to marriage, to women in general. And he gets these perspectives of women when he's never actually settled down with one. And he will give you a long ass grocery list of women he's been with. So, you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And so you need to just, learn from people, not just have your own perspective, because he will tell you, oh, I was teaching him, but you haven't been through it. You haven't been through certain things. You've been through many things, but not the actual commitment part, So you should really listen to people who are young and going through it and have been through it. I was talking to Lionel, not to you, Vance, but I appreciate that.
And SBK, you think that the answers that we're giving, you think we're just capping, or why do you say we're just capping?
No, I don't think you're capping because you've lived life. I don't think that you're capping. But a lot of women tend to say things and not think things all the way through. All right. I'm not saying you guys don't. Everybody on the panel has. I really appreciate Vaughn's her perspective because she's a married woman. You've been married before. I said what I said. Joey's been married before. DR has. Uh, I really do appreciate all of y'all's perspective. But in reality, here's the thing: when you're in the trenches, right? When you're in war, so to speak, and you're side by side with your loved one, and I'm talking about your loved one, the one that your mate, your the one that you're married to, the one that you chose for life, right? When it gets to thick and thin, a lot of couples do not think things through when it comes to when it the bad times come, right? When your when your when your faithfulness, when your loyalty, when uh, all of that comes into question, right? When things come bombarding you, right? That's when hard times are going to test you, right? And it's easy to, and I'm not saying you guys are saying that. I'm just saying in general, with men and women, it's easy to say what you're going to do, what, how you're going to react, how you're going to respond to life in general. A lot of ladies, look here, a lot of you ladies, man, it sounds good that you're sweet and innocent and so forth and so on, but uh, when another lady comes into play, when it comes to your man, how are you going to react? You know what I'm saying? And I don't uh, I don't fault you for not accepting disrespect in your relationship. But here's the thing: uh, a lot of ladies, so to speak, they call it quits when every little thing comes into play in a relationship. All right, and they just look for a reason to just jump ship. All right, a lot of men do the same thing. But what I'm saying is, when it's when tough times come, and when your loyalty comes into play, uh, that's when things are going to test your loyalty, your stability. You know what I'm saying? So everything y'all saying, it sounds good. You know what I mean? But in reality, the average woman that I look, I want to, Joe knows I'm telling the truth on this. All right, Joe knows I'm telling the truth on this. Things are not going to be hunky dory every day. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. You know what I mean? It's just not. So to answer your question, I said what I said. You know, all the things that you said are straight, but I gotta look here. I got a dude that's in the back chat. He's he my brother here is in the back chat. I'm gonna let him up. He ain't gonna stay long. What's going on? What's going on, my bigger brother from another mother? Can you hear me? Angelo, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, bro. What's up with it?
Okay.
What you got on it?
I don't know look, I came in late, man. I don't know what's going on, but you talk about marriage and stuff like that, man. But I can put my perspective in it if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Man, I can't talk nothing but the truth on this. I got a beast of a wife, and that's in a good way. She has my back, man. She is just I can't talk nothing but good about her, man. And as a husband and how I was raised as a man, and I saw nothing but love in my household when I come up, man. My father, man, it wasn't nothing he wouldn't do for my mama, and I saw that, and that's all I could do, man. And just I learned from him. So we good. But just like what you just said, big dog, every day ain't gonna be great. Man, we fight, we fuss, we go against each other. And but at the end of the day, I refuse to go to bed mad, man. I refuse that. I can't do that. Because I love her too much and she loves me too much. And we pray every night beside each other. We lay across that bed on our knees, man, and just close our eyes and bow our heads, man, and pray over our kids, over these grandbabies, and we start another day, man. That's all I can say, man. So, man, it's great, but it's what you make of it, man. It's you gotta fight, man. If what you love, you gotta fight, big dog. And I'll leave it at that, man. I'll land my plane, man.
You're muted, bestie.
We can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Hey, you know what time it is, Angelo. I respect you to the highest regard, bro. I appreciate. I made an exception. This is all women panel, but I made an exception because you've been married for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
18 years, baby. 18 years, man. I appreciate you, man.
And I wanted you to, from a man's perspective, to come up and holler. And man, you a real one, bro. You know what I'm saying? We spoke behind the scenes, and you're a real one. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming up. You hear?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And let me say this thing before I get off. It's women's panel, man. I salute you for that. But like I said, women, if you got a good man in your life and he's doing everything he's supposed to do and he loves you to death, man, fight for that man. Stand beside that man. Cause guess what? Long as you're doing that man gonna go to the end of earth for you. I promise you, God, on everything I love, man. If you're a good man, he gonna fight for you. I promise you. Y'all salute to y'all. Y'all have a great night.
All right, bro. I appreciate you coming up. You hear?
Good night.
All right, ladies. What else y'all got on it? Look here, y'all. Dr says she ain't soft. Vaughn says she's a thriving and she's a thriver, and Joe says she's a boss and so forth so on. I said what I said. You know, she spoke on it. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say on it?
No, it's been a great show. I've
Man,
enjoyed it
this
all.
this has been a great show. So I'm gonna tell you what. Vaughn, we're gonna start with you. I want you to you have any last words? I want you to talk about your channel. I want you to speak on your channel and so forth and so on, so everybody can go and subscribe to you and what you got going on with your channel. The floor is now yours, ma'am.
I pretty much do whatever I want to do. So if you're expecting one thing, don't expect that. My whole panel, sometimes I just go live and talk at the people. I'm really bad at reading my chat, so don't ever think I'm just ignoring you. I just be off in a daze sometimes when I just be chit chatting. But you never really know what to expect. So but SBK, this was a great live. I appreciate you, invite me out. However, I'm not coming back because you always want to put me on spot and challenge me. And I don't be ready. I be chilling. I be chilling. I be chilling out of my business. And it's like y'all always want to mess with me. So I don't know how I feel about that. No. But no, this was a great live. All of the ladies were wonderful. I'm gonna try to subscribe to TCAT, and I think it was Miss Coco and DR. I think you got a channel too, right? I'm gonna try to subscribe to all of y'all. Um, and I see y'all around. That's all I got.
All right, all right. What you got? What you got on it, Dr? What's your last words?
Like Angelo said, fight for what's worth fighting for. You know what I mean? Especially if it's reciprocated. I don't advocate divorce. I don't advocate breaking up relationships. I do believe in fighting. If both people are, completely invested, you fight for it. I'm a fighter. Um, and I just feel that, life is short, you know. And I don't believe you only live once. You know what they say, YOLO, you only live once. No, you live every day. So every day you have, you give 110% in everything that you do, whether it's your business, your relationship, your children, your goals, your ambitions. Um, we just fight. We in this thing. And so you got to fight for whatever you believe in, and you stand on it, and you stand firm, and you just keep pushing. That's all we can do. And hope for the best in the that the outcome is something positive and it's good, and it's affecting the people you care about the most. So yeah, that's it. It was a good panel. I enjoyed it. We was talking shit as we do, as we should. It's very good. So that's what's up.
Great. All right, Miss, I said what I said. What you got on it? About before you speak, I said what I said. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to I Said What I Said, I don't know what you're waiting on. All right. She she speaks her mind. I love going into her chat and just listening to her. She's a great content creator. So y'all go and subscribe to I Said What I Said. What are your final words, ma'am?
Well, I just want I advocate for everybody to really to pursue their own happiness. It's so many times that we waste so many days not being happy, rather we're in a relationship or not. It's we're hard on ourselves, we're not happy, and we're just kind of going through life, like almost halfway sleep in so many words. So I just advocate that everybody try to find some type of happiness. Like Angelo said, if in DR, if you have somebody that really love you and you love them, then try to make that work, and just try to be as happy as you can in a relationship. But marriage is like anything else. It's not going to be a bed of roses. It's not going to be easy every day. And it's not going to be, all a good time. You are going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And in my opinion, being married to somebody is just like your family members. Sometimes you get along with your family members. Sometimes you don't get along with them, but you still love them and you still want to be around them no matter what. And so, I just feel like, us as human beings, especially as a black people, black community, we do have a lot that we have to deal with in society. So I just feel like we ought to be as happy as we can, and and try to find some type of happiness, and not just let every day be doom and gloom, because we can always find something to be unhappy about, right? And we can always find something to complain about. So my thing is, I love comedy and I love to laugh and I really like having a good time. So I just advocate that, just really advise everybody to try to do that, no matter what it is that you're doing. Just try to find a bright spot in life. And as far as my channel go, it's like Vaughn. You never know what you're gonna get on my channel. Yeah, I do cover the one story of the Shirley Strawberry story for right now, but that's going to be ending pretty soon. But I also cover politics, and I probably start moving towards that a little bit more, because once again, it's a lot going on out there, and I just feel like the public need to know. And I do appreciate you allowing me to come on the panel tonight and inviting me to this forum. SBK, I think it's been a great live, and I appreciate all the feedback and all the questions and really all of the answers. It's been great just, being here with all of the women and hearing their different perspectives. And DR, I didn't know you had a channel. So if somebody can put her channel in the chat and so I can subscribe, I appreciate that. If that's okay with you, SBK.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I want DR to respond if she's actually building her channel. Is she?
I don't think she has.
She wants. I don't think so either. I don't think so. Yeah, you don't.
Oh, she don't have
I
a
just
channel.
wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't. I mean, I wanted to respond to it, but she hadn't said anything, so I wanted her to say something about that in response to that. But I think this has been a great live. Thank you so much. I help a lot behind the scenes, so that's why I thank you guys. That I don't want you guys to think that I'm just. I want to thank you all for supporting SBK. Honestly, he really worked a long time on this one today. He was really invested in trying to get an all women's panel. He wanted all. I mean, he has a lot more content that he wanted to go through. There's some rapid fire questions that he wanted to just, kind of intrigue us with, so there's just a lot that he goes, he's been working on for this. So I wanted to thank you all. I wanted to thank you all for supporting him. And, I love you guys' perspective, everybody's perspective, from the youngest probably is Vaughn to the oldest, whoever it is, that doesn't matter if it's me. But I'm just saying, I mean, it just comes with a lot of experience, right? And it's maturity. Like a lot of people were saying, it really doesn't matter in a man. It doesn't matter their age. It's a mature level. It's a level of maturity. I was saying when Angelo was talking, big salutes to Angelo. I knew Angelo came in, and he comes in any chat he's in. When they're talking about marriage, he will give his perspective as a man who's been married a long time. He's been in tap in chat before, and gives his perspective according to his experience in his marriage. And so if you've had a relationship and you have a relationship that is a good relationship, and you know what it's taken, or what grind it's taken, and what work it takes to make it work, then why not put that out to try to teach others who haven't been there or are looking to be there maybe one day, right? And give them a perspective of how it can work. Just like he gave y'all, he doesn't go to sleep upset and whatever. Like, that's big salutes. That's why I give him big salutes. And I know there's a lot of things that we could learn from that. That's what I got to say on that. We can learn from that, because I've failed in the past, but I promised you one thing my daddy told me after my divorce is, Joe, you already know. And this is exactly what he said to me, guys. You already know, Joe, 3 strikes and you're out. I said, heck no. And that's why I'm not going to just jump into something. That's why I tell you, it's a choice. It's a choice, whatever you do, whether you do it because you want to play around. And just like DR said, hey, if that's all you want to do, then say that. Say all you want to do is lick it and stick it, or whatever you want to do, right? But that's what you want to do. Make it clear what you want. And there's no mess on the table. There's no, we know exactly what you want, and that's what you expect, and we keep it moving. So that's what I want to say.
I want to say this from the bottom of my heart, everybody in the chat and everybody that's listening. I want y'all to listen to me very carefully. Thrive and Glow with Joe can attest to this. This has been a very, very tough week for me, all right, emotionally. And this chat and this conversation and everybody on the panel has made this a wonderful night for me personally. All right, this has been a very productive chat, a productive live, and I cannot be any more grateful than I am right now. You guys have been wonderful. Great chat. You know what I'm saying? You ladies, you guys brought it. You know what I'm saying? You guys brought it. Don't think this is going to be a last panel of all ladies. I'm going to do this again. Okay, I'm going to do this again because I got to, man, look, I didn't go over like 80% of what I wanted to go over. You know what I'm saying? So just think about it. I just didn't. So I want to thank everybody that hopped up on my panel. I want to thank everybody that they gave their perspective. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much, because you guys have really made my night, my week. This has been a night that has made a highlight for me. All right, because it's just been an emotional roller coaster for me, personally. So I just want to thank each and every one of the ladies. I want to thank Angelo for popping up. Thank you so much. Y'all tune in to us Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, Tap In Podcast. We are thinking about going on Saturdays, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're thinking about SBK thinking about going on Saturdays, but we're thinking about it. So anyway.
SBK, I was gonna say what 2 Cent Gorilla just said. That's what I was thinking next. Battle of the Sexes.
That's coming. But anyways, we're gonna end this live. This has been a great live. And with that being said, your boy SBK is